All right, so if you guys want to help, that in the chat, I put the YouTube link. That's current for now. So I'm going to keep that on for the whole ceremony. So if you want to start sharing Facebook or whatever, you got the green light.
Hey, Uli, can you hear me? What's up, bro? Did Felipe talk to you today?
To text Infante, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess I'm doing, instead of the thank you, I'm doing a presentation of the candle, and then you're doing like the intro. Did he mention that to you at all, or no?
No.
Okay. So
there's a couple mentions of the candle. Which one? Which one are you speaking of?
the one right before, because Eddie does the final thank you. So I do the one where I just kind of explain the candle and then say that we're gonna be presenting it to Jackie. And then, yeah, and then they asked me just to ask Jackie to speak. If she doesn't want to speak, I'll just take it. I'll accept it on her behalf. And then it goes to Eddie.
Okay. Jackie's here with me right now too, by the way.
Okay. All right. Hey, Jackie.
Hey, Jackie.
Yeah.
Hi, Jackie. Yes.
Eddie and Wooly. Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
How does it look?
Looks nice, man.
All right, if you want to download the virtual background, I dropped it in the chat as well. Gotta be anxious all day, man.
It's a lot to organize everything. Thank you, Eddie. Everybody, for getting it together.
Hey guys, how does the virtual background look on my screen?
It's good.
Okay.
I would maybe change your screen to a 16:9 instead of the 4:3. You know, do that?
Let me give it a try. Because I'm on my phone, so that way I have a more stable connection since with concern to last time, so I don't lose any drops.
I think you look fine, and don't worry about it.
Hey, Eddie, how do I change the background on this?
1 second.
You want to do virtual? Here.
Hey, Uli, I can tell you, go to participants. Oh, unless you can do it there. Go to participants and under more, and then there at the bottom you're going to see virtual background, and then it'll give you the option to select the image.
He has to have the app for it. I mean, he has to have the right app. If he doesn't, Zoom. I use Zoom all day, every day. You don't trust me? You never validate me. You believe me. Save it and then it doesn't put on it. If you don't have the app,
Yeah, Eddie, I don't got the app either.
Sorry, don't worry about it.
Yeah. I'll get something better than. Let me flip something around because this looks pretty.
You know, your background's okay. Mine was a little distracting. That's why I wanted to put something on mine.
I can do better than what I got.
All right, you saw that I made you co-host, right? You and Uli are both co-hosts right now. I'll add a couple others as people popular.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yes.
What do we get settled on the songs? Like, what should I be playing right now for the intro for just people showing up? Nothing. Hello.
Hey, Eddie, I noticed that my title doesn't have my name on it. Let me disconnect and change that setting, and I'll jump right back on. Okay.
I'll rename you.
Okay.
Fernando, good to see you.
Thank you.
Felipe, I was just messing around trying to put on the background like you guys have here, but I don't have a green screen.
You don't need a green screen.
How do
Well,
you do
my computer wouldn't let me do it. It made me all red,
it?
which was not cool.
How you feeling, Eddie? You all right?
Yeah, just anxious, man. It's been a long day and a lot of shit going on right now. So my stepdaughter, she's currently with her father and her grandma. They have her alternate weekends, and it turns out the whole family was exposed by neighbors. So now we're like,
En la madre.
so she's supposed to come back tomorrow, but we don't know what's gonna go on.
Right.
And my young boy, his 2-year-old, his daycare, his one of the younger kids came back with a positive diagnosis. So they're not in the same class, but they have close contact. So they're gonna find out what to do tomorrow. We're keeping them home, which means I'm not gonna get any work done, and it's a stupid week.
Fuck.
A lot going on, man.
A lot.
I don't know if I told you, but I got a cousin that passed away last weekend to COVID. So now I'm with that. And I found out that my neighbors across the alley, the whole family came down. So it's all around me, man.
Where do you live, Eddie?
Downtown Santa Ana.
Oh, I was stationed down there in the early 80s.
Yeah, it's a lot different now.
Yeah. Both of the bases that I was stationed on, I was in the Marine Corps. They're both gone now. They moved all their shit to Miramar.
Mm.
All right. How's everyone
Hope
feeling?
you guys are
about
doing all
their-
right.
How's everyone feeling about their parts in the ceremony and the memorial part?
Well, I feel like I've got the easiest part, so I'm pretty relaxed.
Don't fuck it up.
If anybody could, that would be me. So I make no promises.
Right. Yeah. Cool. All right.
That reminds me, I got to go get my my flame. I'll be right back.
All right.
Oh shit!
All I could find was this candle. Like I found my daughter had one. I got a
Yeah,
candle
look, it's
at work.
whatever you got that works. Yeah, that's good.
That's all I got. Honestly, I think my part's gonna be pretty short and sweet, really, because like if Jesse called me, if he's gonna do like kind of the meaning of it all, then my part just briefly to say something about Gabriel. I'm looking at the agenda here. I'm assuming this was the script you were talking about, Felipe. I just printed off kind of, to me, it looked kind of like an outline or an agenda, right, of the meeting.
Right. Yeah. Well,
So-
I'm calling that the script.
Okay, gotcha.
So your part essentially is more the actual history of bros who have passed away, right? So
Of a couple of them, yeah.
of a couple of them, yeah.
Yeah.
So I definitely want you to mention the ones that have passed from your chapter,
Yeah.
and the
then I
ones
took
that
notes.
passed this year.
Correct, and I took notes on Carlos Esparza,
Uh-huh.
Jesse Salazar.
Hmm.
Hey guys, so
So my-
sorry to interrupt. So if it's already 4:30, then let's get it cracked. That way we don't take up the rest of the time, because I guarantee you there's like probably last minute stuff that the guys need to kind of resolve.
Yep.
So let's get cracking on it. So Felipe,
Your connection is bad,
kind of
Poli.
Hey, Poli, your connection
Poli.
is
Your
bad, bro.
connection is horrible, bro.
No, dude, I am literally on my phone. Like I disconnected from everything else. So
Did you hit
Maybe-
mute on the
So-
screen portion of it? Maybe. Sometimes if you hit mute on the what you call it, on the computer portion, so you're on the phone.
but I'm not on a
That's not
computer. I'm directly on my phone, and it's
Oh, okay.
I use
Did you-
something else different.
You must have T-Mobile. You got T-Mobile or
Oh,
something.
I actually don't. I would never have T-Mobile. It's Verizon.
I have T-Mobile.
I know, right? Hey, Bolly, did you
Yeah.
do the call in through audio or call in through dial or whatever?
Through the dial.
All right, whatever you just did, it changed. So
Is it better
maybe
or worse?
it's a little better, but why don't you try the opposite? Whatever you did right now, do the opposite and see if it helps, because it is really bad.
Okay. Let me disconnect and jump back on. But yeah, go ahead and get started with it so we can try to knock this out as soon as possible. I'll be right
Yeah,
back.
for sure. What does he do? He's so business-ish. Felipe, I don't know if I'm pretty sure it's fine, but I told a couple of the guys to be on the call at 4:30 because of the.
Yeah, we probably won't get to the actual chapter roll call maybe for another 20-25 minutes. So
Okay.
right now we're going to do a really we're just going to start basically the outline of the program and just dive right in, practice transition. So we're just going to read through it, who's doing what, that way everyone knows their cue. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
All right, so I'll be starting and just giving a ceremony overview of how it's going to go down for everyone, and the reminders that we talked about. Check your internet connection. If you're in a noisy place, mute yourself. Those kind of basic things. And I'll introduce Daniel Negrete. So then Daniel, you take it from there.
Sounds good.
Daniel, you on?
Mhm.
All right.
I would like to welcome all our brothers from Founding Chapter, as well as brothers representing our chapter across the country. Our brotherhood transcends chapters. As such, we wanted to extend this invitation to brothers from all chapters to help us do one very last thing for a distinguished brother of Nu Alpha Kappa. Mi nombre es Daniel Negrete, chapter president of Nu Alpha Kappa Fraternity Incorporated, founding chapter at Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo. We are here for a unique Nu Alpha Kappa ceremony that has been used to honor and induct fallen brothers into the Omega chapter. Today, we celebrate our esteemed brother, John C. Varela, founding Zeta 35, who passed away on November 22nd, 2020. I would like to especially acknowledge John C. Varela's family for attending. I would like to acknowledge the following people, which is also blank right now. Sorry. John C. Varela is our family too. I would like to thank our Zeta brother, Felipe Infante, for taking the initiative of creating and planning the ceremony for the entire Nu Alpha Kappa Brotherhood. I crossed into founding chapter back in winter 2018, and I never had the formal pleasure of meeting John C. Varela in person. But I would like to share a quote today that I feel applies. It is foolish and wrong to mourn the men who died. Rather, we thank God such that men live. I am honored to have been in the presence of Nu Alpha Kappa fraternity that honored the memory of John C. Varela. At this time, I would like to begin the Colombian anthem.
And you're gonna want to say why you're introducing it, right? So you're gonna say why. It's because it was his heritage. He's Colombian himself. So paint a picture for the audience who maybe wouldn't know who he is.
Is the volume okay on this?
Yeah,
I think it is. I think it is. The volume's good.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
It's 2 minutes and 41 seconds. Do we just let it play all the way through?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It would probably be disrespectful not to.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So after the Colombian national anthem, then we got who's next?
What should I be having on screen right now?
Nothing. The speaker.
The speaker. So I'm gonna stop sharing then for.
Right. Oh yeah. You stop as soon as I speak. When I speak, that's when you start the program. You start it. Let it go. Yeah. So let's see. Wiley, so you're gonna introduce yourself.
Okay, let me test out my mic.
Yeah.
And hopefully you guys are hearing me.
Yeah.
It sounds good.
Clear.
Sounds good? Okay,
Sounds
good.
good.
I was having issues at the beginning. I have a couple things I want to say. Maybe I'll just run through a small story here. That way, just see how it comes off.
I'm up next after Wiley.
So I'll start off by saying, hi, my name is Juan Mendoza. Everybody knows me as Wiley.
AKA Wiley.
AKA Wiley. And I was John Varela's pledge master and really had the opportunity to share many different phases of John's life, from seeing him change his majors, getting his degree, finally working in his field after figuring out what that was, buying his first property, seeing him in and out of trouble, of course, and just hanging with some of the Aboriginal NACLE bros. And that's not the intro, but I just wanted to see how that feels and looks. That's kind of towards the end, actually, but I just wanted to.
It's good. You're gonna say what you're gonna say, Wiley, and it'll be appreciated. I think that flows out. To me personally, that's gravy. All right.
Okay, good deal. And I'm having a drink, so just to make it
so then once Wiley at the end, once you say, hey, thank you, then or whatnot, then Uli, you just kind of jump in with the ceremony and you start talking, because I guess don't forget to mute yourselves once you're done, so that way it's less work for the moderator, because pretty much everybody's going to be muted and you're going to be responsible for unmuting yourself when you talk and muting yourself when you're done. I think that'll be smoother,
Yeah.
Okay. So Wiley just muted himself, and then that's the cue for the next person, which would be Uli, and then bam. So you do your thing.
So go ahead.
Wait, so
quick
I have
question.
a quick question.
I was just gonna say, after the anthem, do they have a pause where I know where to start? I don't want to cut off the anthem.
I would say wait maybe like 3 to 4 seconds.
3 to 4
after
seconds.
the-
Okay.
And then start. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then I was gonna say, Paulie, regarding everyone being unmuted, I don't know if we want to do that because the random people that are on the call, we're gonna be able to hear them. So you're gonna have to.
But what I'm saying is the moderator is pretty much gonna have to constantly. Oh, I see what you're saying, right? Because if you unmute, I mean, if you mute everybody, you're also gonna mute the speaker.
Exactly.
Okay.
So,
Well, yeah, well, then-
so what I just asked, what I just asked Eddie to do was to give me a list of speakers, so I know who's supposed to be talking in what order.
Okay.
So that way I can make sure that person is unmuted, or make sure everything's running correctly.
Yeah. Did you get that? Did you get that link?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Perfect.
Awesome. All right. So then, Uli, you jump right in right after Wiley, and I would say so it's more impacting también wait 4 or 5 seconds.
Okay, so I'll say thank you, Wiley. Good evening. I'll do my good evenings to the brothers, family, friends. My name is Ulises Cerda, brother from the founding chapter new class. We will now be lighting the Omega candle in honor of our brother, John Varela. The Omega is reserved for our fallen brothers, and the candle is white because just like our brotherhood, it shines brightest in our darkest of times. Rest in peace, brother. Love you. Flick.
Okay.
Light.
So then that light at the lighting of that. So then we're gonna wait 35 seconds upon the lighting.
No. So
Not
we're
yet.
gonna that candle's gonna stay lit, and
Okay,
then we're
so
gonna
then-
continue the next part of the program.
Okay, so then would at this point would it be advisable for Uli to tell the audience to keep their candles lit? Because remember we had talked about that at some point.
No, that's a different section.
They're not lit yet, Paulie.
You're jumping ahead.
Okay.
This is the only candle that's being lit at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So after Uli's done with the
I'm going to pause a little bit.
Omega candle. Go ahead.
I'm going to pause for a little bit, and I say we would now like to present a slideshow honoring the life of our brother John Varela. And I'm not going to say your name, Eddie, but that's your cue to hit play.
Well, I don't have the slideshow. Jesse does.
Or whoever has a slideshow.
Perfect.
So yeah, I'm piecing together the last of the slideshow here. Y'all hear me?
Yeah. Jesse, are you going to share it from your side, or do you want to send it to me so I can share it from my side?
Well, I got it in 2 parts. It's not it's in 2 parts, so I'm going to have to literally run the slideshow physically here, and then actually play the music on a separate computer and just put my mic on that. I just didn't have time to blend it all into one playable video or whatever.
You have the ability to screen share, right? You have those functions.
Yeah, as long as you've enabled them, then yes.
I should. Do you see it? Do you see a green button that says share screen active?
I do.
Awesome. You have this.
So Jesse,
You do that? Can you execute that right now just to be sure that we can all confirm we can see that?
Okay, I'm still working on the order of it, but
That's okay. It doesn't matter. Just as long as we can see that your screen share. Yeah, perfect. That we can.
Perfect.
Yeah, okay, we're good. We can see it. Perfect. Okay. No
Thank
problem.
you. Good job.
and then Jesse, is it going to be easier since Eddie already has control of the music? Would it be easier for him to play the music as soon as you start, or
Yeah,
do you want to try to? Because it'll be that way. You only have to deal with one computer. Just
well, I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, if you want to do it that way, that's fine, as long as it plays through. Once I hear the music start, then I'll go ahead and hit play here, and that works. Sure.
What music am I doing?
So this is the Puff Daddy featuring Faith Evans.
Got that one?
I just pulled it up on YouTube and put pause. And if you pull it up on YouTube, make sure that in the settings you deactivate autoplay. Otherwise, God knows what kind of gangster rap you're going to get after that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it through Spotify. I got it.
All right, sweet.
And what's this? The other song? Or just the one song?
It's just the one song.
Perfect. I'm already queued up.
Got. That's 4.5 minutes, and that should make Felipe happy. So.
Let's do do me a favor, just to be sure that we can both do this. Screen share your screen again.
Sure. Hold on.
that was my next suggestion.
Give me 1 second. Let me actually set it into the slideshow and forgive the order. And then let me make sure that I can pivot. So I'm gonna go. Okay, yeah. So it's gonna have to, damn. Once it goes into the slideshow, it blacks everything else out. So I'm gonna have to share the physical screen and then go into slideshow. So you'll see a little background to begin with. Let me get back there, hold on. All right, share screen, boom. So that's what you're gonna see, and then slideshow, and then we go into it. Is that good? You see that?
It's all
No.
black.
It's all black.
It's all black. You don't see it?
It worked.
Black.
I don't. Yeah, and I don't see anything either.
Okay, so that's not transmitting through that. Then we'll we can try this. You can go to view. All right, let me switch it.
Go people. Hey Tracy.
Try this one.
Okay.
Ain't that something?
I'm on the phone. How are you? Good. Let me put it over there. Ooh.
So as Jesse works on that configuration, how long after the slideshow do we want to wait before I start talking? Because I come in after Uli lights the candle. So technically it's after the slideshow, right?
Right. 5 seconds. 4 or 5
5
seconds.
There we go.
All right.
All right, so now we can see your screen, Jesse.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start playing music now to make sure that this still works.
Go for it.
You guys hear the music?
No.
No?
No.
All right. I think when somebody else is screen sharing, fuck, dude. Yeah, you can only play the music if you're screen sharing. So
Right,
just
so it would have
You're
to be
still
Jesse.
talking. Oh, I see. Yeah, won't let 2 screen shares at the same time. I get it.
right.
You still can't play it. Well, no, never mind that. All right, let me activate it here real quick. Well, it's a good thing we're doing this run through, huh?
Yeah. There is a lot of value in the 11th hour, huh?
Yes, there is. We learned that last night.
We work well under pressure. I don't know about anyone else, but yeah.
Mhm.
We work well under pressure. Somos mexicanos. Sí se puede.
I think we
Ooh,
drink well under
Lord.
pressure.
Lord.
All
Eddie,
right,
can you-
let's see.
Eddie, can you just play the music so that it comes through your speaker when he does it?
It doesn't sound very good. I
Oh,
tried
wow.
that. Yeah,
Too
we
bad you didn't see this ad
Tantrics.
for
I
freaking
use
Trojans.
Is
Okay.
there any way you can probably Spotify that so that way just the actual music file is somewhere on your computer to just run it that way, Jesse?
Or he could just put pause.
Because you know how YouTube is. Sometimes if you put pause, it'll fucking jump into an ad.
Yeah. Usually it doesn't do it during a song, but
Okay.
Hey, Jen, I'm a strong believer that I think I need to run this on my side. So once you're done with that presentation, just shoot me the link or shoot me whatever.
okay. So it's 90 photos and some are high res. So you're going to be downloading a while. If you got
That's
cable
fine.
modem, you can do it in about 10, 15 minutes.
That's fine. Just do you use Dropbox
Still
or what do
not,
you?
still not quite ready. It says I got to fix some orders here, but yeah.
I'm of the thought that it's probably just faster to have Jesse do something with the music, Eddie.
It sounds like
Well,
crap. Dude. I experimented with this yesterday. Me and Lily were playing with the different ways, and really the only way to do it is to share it directly through the Zoom link. If you try to use microphones and speakers, it just sounds really muffled and bad.
Okay.
Let me just share computer sound. I'm activating that. All right. And I'm going to the slideshow and share.
Okay, we see it.
Yeah, okay, so you got some motorcycle stuff at the beginning.
Yeah.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay. That works.
I think that'll work just fine.
I didn't know he liked the police.
Do you see the slideshow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
That'll work. Off the slideshow before we get all emotional and shit.
Yeah.
Let's do that for later. Okay, we know that it works.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Okay.
I'm not crying,
So-
you're crying.
All
Okay.
right. So after the slideshow, then Poli, you're gonna come in 5 seconds.
Okay,
After
but
that,
what would hold on, Felipe. Sorry. So my cue is going to be when the slideshow physically, like when you physically stop the slideshow, like you hit X, because I'm gonna be watching it visually, right? So to me, I just want to find out once the slideshow ends, that's gonna just exit out and bring it down or something, or just I know, stop sharing, and then I'll wait the 5 seconds and then I'll start.
right.
Okay. All right. So then at that point in time, I'll go ahead and present my words. Here are the beginning of my words. Here are the end of my words. Thank you, and I mute myself. Okay. Next.
All right. After that section, then we start the actual induction ceremony itself. The person who's going to kick that off is going to be Fernando of the National Alumni Association, and he's going to start that with the roll call. So Fernando, take it away.
So do I introduce myself here or just?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, of course. So Fernando, after I say my goodbye, then I'll go ahead and mute myself, and then give yourself like 3 or 5 seconds, and then you can jump on.
Okay. Okay. So then I would say good evening. My name is Fernando Beltran. I am the current Chief Executive Officer of the National Alumni Association. It's my honor to begin the roll call for this evening. At the end of K, please begin the roll call. N-A-K.
Roll call 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Okay.
Yo, no, real quick question, dude. What's my number?
555-4343. I sent it to you yesterday.
Come on, you think.
Let me look it up.
Oh, you mean your game?
So, Felipe, do you know if we have someone from the Delta chapter? Because this is a question that Jerry asked.
Joe or Dan would know. Do we have someone from the Delta chapter, gentlemen? Joe?
Is Camacho on?
Yeah, I'm on. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we do. Give me a second. I'm pulling up the spreadsheet.
And just remember, Joe, whatever chapter is missing or whatever, you just step in. And also,
Delta is trigger.
also, I need someone to step in for Omega. There's going to be a pause during the roll call, and then I just want someone to say Omega, and then we're going to another pause. So maybe Uli, would you mind filling that role again during the roll call? All right, perfect. Thanks, gentlemen. After the roll call, 2-3 second pause, and then Founding Father Jesse Aranda of the Zeta chapter, you introduce yourself.
Real quick, Felipe.
Yes.
Be like a 1 second break in between chapters.
Oh, your sound is like
bad.
There's like a Twilight Zone echo.
I was just asking if we're gonna have a 1 second break in between chapters.
Yes, we're gonna say like 1.5 seconds. That way it sounds really clear, nothing rushed. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for the reminder.
And then where's the list of what we're saying?
That's in the script itself. Representatives under chapter roll call, representatives' names, chapter and school, date that the chapter was established. Yeah. All right, back to Jesse. Founding Father.
So Jesse Aranda, Founding Father, UC Santa Barbara, Zeta chapter.
and then I say my spiel. I mean my.
You got a weird sound, Jesse.
Do I?
Yeah, it sounds like feedback.
Oh shoot.
Sounds like you got a really loud fly.
Really?
You have a fan or anything near you?
A what?
A
Fan?
fan, a heater.
No, it's
Moving air.
off.
It's feedback from the microphone. If you turn down the volume, bro, turn down the volume, that may cut it.
Well, the volume here doesn't work.
Or just move the microphone. If you can, move the microphone away from the speakers.
About that?
Yeah, a little better.
Is that better?
Came back.
It's annoying, but it's not horrible. Just live with it.
Yeah, my students say that too.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So that's
You're not be able to fix it yet.
All right. How about now?
If you have a Ethernet connection, maybe jump on that.
Ethernet. Shit.
Instead of Wi-Fi.
Cable.
No, I don't have an Ethernet.
A desktop computer.
Hey, we got to get moving, man. We're losing time here. We just got to live with it.
Yeah. All right. Let's go, Jesse.
So what did you want me to do?
So pretty much explain what you're going to be doing, and then how you're going to hand it off to Ish.
Okay, so I'm going to be explaining the whole history about the induction ceremony, and a little bit more also about the biblical meaning behind it, and the connection with Nu Alpha Kappa and the Omega chapter, the symbolic reason behind the Omega chapter, and how it was started as well. And then from there, because this year we've actually, John Varela would be the third Omega induction ceremony we've had this year. So I'm going to end it with that, which will lead to the next presenter. Ish.
Ish, are you on? Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I was just unmuting, taking myself off mute, right? So since Jesse's going to talk about kind of the history of the Omega chapter, I think really for me, I'll introduce myself real quick, and I'll just kind of say, John Varela being from the founding chapter, I want to recognize the first NAC, this first NAC that we know of that passed away, that was also from the founding chapter, Gabriel Gutierrez, my line bro, in 1983. We also had Rick Preciado from the founding chapter. Vidal, you were in Rick's class, right? What year was that? What class were you guys? What class and what year was that for Rick? I don't remember.
Rick is Mu class.
He's in streets.
Mu.
He's Mu class. What year was that?
99.
98,
99. That was my.
Yeah,
98, 99. Okay. So I'll mention them real briefly, and then I'll say, since Jesse's going to mention earlier that John was a third NAC this year, and I want to recognize the other two brothers who have fallen this year, Carlos Esparza, Zeta chapter, Xi class, Jesse Salazar, in the Gamma chapter, founder from the Gamma chapter. So I'll kind of just recognize the two of them. And that's really, and then and then Eddie, at this point, Eddie's displaying John's picture. And I was okay, so we're here to induct John into the Omega chapter.
Hold on,
am I the one who says that, or is that Eddie, or is at that point am I already done?
Yeah, you're done. At that point, you're done. But you have that list in like of all the bros who have passed away. So you want to mention that, and you're not going to read it, but you want to say this is a list of all the brothers who have passed away.
This is a current list, and then I'll just pause for a second. So then at that point, I'm handing it off to Eddie, right? Don't mention John being. This is to induct John to the Omega chapter, or someone else doing that? Is that
Yeah, that's later. That's after the
okay.
This picture that he just posted is for when the Eyes of Anak is done. That's when we actually induct them.
So I'm not going to his image. I'm only staying on the graphic with the names, right?
And just until Ish is done talking. So you're only going to display it for 5 seconds at the most. That way you don't cut off when he's talking. After that, then
so my part will be brief. So my part is going to be like a minute and a half tops.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah, and connect it back to your chapter and the bros that you have lost in your chapter. That's really significant.
Sure.
All right. So after Ish, what is happening?
Candle ceremony.
All right. So let's go with the candle ceremony. Ulises and Raul.
Let's get one.
So yeah, I'm gonna. I want to do this. Sit it down now. Yeah. So Raul's here with us as well.
Right, can't see
My candle just died.
Okay.
Yeah, mine is and stuff.
So do I need to say anything about this, or am I just going to be lighting it from mine to?
Yeah, explain to people what you're doing. That way they can follow.
Okay. So yeah, so I will now be lighting off of John's Omega candle, and I'm passing it on to Raul Solis.
Then at this point is where you tell us to light ours.
Yeah, 1 second. Raul is going to tell you that.
I will. Do you want me to say anything about myself? Just, Raul Solis, John, my big brother, from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. And at this point, we're going to light the candle, and then we light the candle. We'll transfer it from the Omega to the Knack brothers, and then we will all light our candles at this point.
Okay.
Right. So remember the order. It's going to be in waves.
Okay.
The candle. So first, we were going to say Line Bros, then John's family and friends, then the founding chapter brothers. So you remember, you're going to tell them at each step, and then we close with all brothers from all chapters.
Okay. Cool. And at this point is where we verbalize that for everybody to keep their candles on for the remainder of the. I think it's important to say that because people need to know when they're going to turn it off.
Mm-hmm. And so that would be you, Raul, who would instruct everyone to keep it. Thank you so much. All right. After that, after everyone has lit their candles, then Dan, you take it over and you introduce yourself and then do your thing.
All right. Mic check. Everything good?
Yep.
All right. My name is Dan Jaime, FE24, founding chapter Epsilon class. We will now honor John Varela with 35 seconds of silence. Why 35 seconds? John's position within New Alpha Kappa organization was FZ35. The letter F stands for founding chapter, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. The letter Z is from the Greek for the Greek letter Zeta. Zeta is the 6th letter in the Greek alphabet and represents John's pledge class number 6. The number 35 is John's number as a brother when he crossed to become a brother of New Alpha Kappa. We now ask that you honor John's memory with 35 seconds of silence. Please remain silent. 35 seconds. Thank you. I would now like to introduce founding father of founding chapter of New Alpha Kappa, Ernesto Garcia.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Ernesto, say something.
He's muted. Ernie,
Here you go. Hey, this is awesome, guys. This is really nice. This is impressive, very impressive. I just have a couple of questions on the Eyes of Knack. Do you want me to talk about that it's a chant, and then how we got a hold of this chant? Do you guys want me to do there? I haven't been given any specific.
If you'd like to.
I think it's important because remember that this is going to have more than just snacks. They'll be friends and family, and they're not necessarily going to be privy to the organization,
exactly,
right?
Exactly. Yeah. If you can give it the context, I think it would make it more special for everyone.
Yep.
So that'd be beautiful. Thank you for adding that detail. Yes.
Okay. Does anybody have any special details of the Eyes of Knack besides my own? Because what I'm seeing is it the last time I went to a national meeting. Well, I was when we were back then. They were talking about making this a national chant. Did they make this a national chant? Our national chant? Did they? No?
I don't know.
They were talking about, we had several different chants at the different chapters, but they had talked about this one because this one was beautiful. So my question.
We have a national chant, but this is the ancillary to that national chant.
Okay.
Okay.
So founding father, you're going to be the only one that's going to be reading it. Everyone else is going to be on mute, but you invite everyone to follow along to actually do it with you, but you'll be the only one that will be saying it out loud through the mic.
So at this point, I'm going to mute everybody except for Ernie.
Great.
Okay. Thank you, brothers.
All right.
I don't know.
You're on mute, Felipe.
Eddie. Damn it. I was trying to testing it.
All right. So, and founding father Ernesto, the other thing that you want to add to that is that essentially this is the last component of the ceremony. So this is what we're going to be sending John out with. So say it, so tell everyone that, you know, this is kind of the last thing that we're doing for him as a collective, you know, symbolically as during the ceremony. You know, make them aware of it. That way it's more poignant when it ends, you know, when we say live life as an act. At that point, when live life as an act, then he will have crossed into the Omega chapter. And so that's when Eddie is going to display his Omega picture on the actual screen, sharing the screen.
I missed the last chapter.
Right when Founding Father Ernesto finishes Eyes of Anak.
Got it.
And so at that point, after that's done, then Vidal is going to go up. Vidal, you're going to go up and do your thing.
Okay.
So Felipe, John's picture, this one here stays. So after Ernie goes to the induction portion, Eddie puts this picture up. Then this stays on during Vidal's words, right?
Part of it, Eddie. I want you to be going in and out because we want to see Vidal, but we also want the picture. So do that, you know, a couple in, a couple out. That way, you know, he's not ignored, and we see him when he's displaying.
Okay. So I'll just start as soon as I see the Omega picture. Okay. So hello, good evening. My name is Vidal Gonzalez. I'm from the founding chapter, Lambda class. I had the great honor to be John's fraternity brother. Jackie, on the behalf of Nu Alpha Kappa, I would like to offer you our sincerest condolences. John was and always will be an inspiration and example to all of us. We would like to present to you this Omega candle that signifies John's warm, bright, and fiery spirit that burns eternal, just as his love for you does. John's dedication to you, his family, friends, and Nu Alpha Kappa was without equal and will live on in all of our hearts and minds. John's love for you is both beautiful and radiating like the flame of this candle. May it provide you with warmth and light and serve as a symbol of John's eternal spirit and love for you. Jackie, would you like to speak? And if she declines to speak, I'll go ahead and say, I will humbly accept this on Jackie's behalf. John exemplified canalismo, and his impact on Nu Alpha Kappa was deep, insightful, and foundational to our development. Long as NAC lives, John's memory will never die.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And yeah, and I would say, yeah, Jackie, would you, if you'd like to see a few words, something like that, that'd be a nice, a more formal way of saying it, so it flows really nice. Really nice job, Vidal. Really, really awesome words. After Vidal after Vidal speaks, and then if Jackie speaks, then right after Eddie, you can actually close the ceremony part of it with any final thoughts, any acknowledgements, so at that point, you know what you're going to say, pretty much?
Yeah, so basically what you just said, on behalf of Nu Alpha Kappa and founding chapter here at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo and all of our chapters throughout the West Coast, we appreciate the fact that you spent time to honor our brother. It's been a lot of tough times that we've all been trying to work through, and definitely appreciated. I now welcome you guys to share some thoughts, and I know Jerry Rodriguez wanted to start off with some of his memories.
So Jerry's actually saying that. He's actually opening the testimonials, not you.
Got it. So I just think.
So remember that you're going to thank the chapter reps. You're going to thank all the founding fathers. Be specific and intentional with what you're going to say, and all the guests that showed up.
Got it.
We don't want to miss anyone. And then after that, Jerry, you're up.
So you said all I'm going to do is say, at this point, we're going to end the ceremony, or we come to an end, and start giving everybody the opportunity to say something.
Right. You're going to go first. And there was an announcement if you wanted to mention the LA Memorial.
Okay.
If it's appropriate, you mention it. If not, But yeah, essentially you're the third, you're opening up the third section, which is the memories, the thoughts, prayers, whatever you would want to call it. And you'll go first.
Okay. And then it would also be kind of more appropriate to say at this point, our Nu Alpha Kappa fraternity Omega induction ceremony is coming to an end. We will now open it up to anyone to, feel free to give their memories or stories of John, and so on and so forth.
Right. Right. Uli, I didn't understand your question. What did you mean?
So going back on the roll call, so if I'm filling in for the Omega, am I going to do that immediately after Xi, or am I going to wait after all chapters like Alpha, 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 Beta, all that stuff?
Yeah, you're gonna wait right when after Psi, after it goes. Yeah. And then,
got it.
Thank you.
Guys, do we want to say anything to the audience about having their own control of their muting and unmuting? Because I think this is
I'll be saying that.
Okay, because I think at this point in time is where it can kind of get really convoluted if multiple people want to speak. So I think this is where the moderation is going to be critical.
And that'll be Jerry.
What am I going to say?
You're more moderating the testimonials. Yeah. So just let people who's next or who, like, you know what I mean? Like.
But do I get to see the way, like whoever's waiting or whoever's got.
Right.
So what we need to see, I think, if they're part of Zoom, we need to tell them how to raise their hand to stack in the participants column.
Yeah. So if you can go over that, Jerry, with them, just on what the process is going to be like, that would be really helpful. And then Eddie can just.
I think that's really that'll be really. I think that'll really be helpful, and it'll be really easy for everybody on the call towards the end to just kind of give them some pre-instruction to say, hey, now that everything's open to everybody, raise your hand, and the moderators will control who's coming up to speak, so that way there's no unneeded background noise. And I think everybody would understand that by that point. So.
But I can't see the list of people raising their hands. So how am I going to call the names?
You don't have that.
Maybe on the chat.
Or we can just have Eddie. Who sees the questions?
I can do it.
Okay. Perfect. That works. All right. I'm feeling good about the program.
Yeah, Jerry, I think me and you are going to tag team on that. I'll monitor who's up, just to be sure we don't skip over anybody, and I'll let you know who's next.
Okay. So it's probably best for me to say that everyone should just comment, that they want to say something. We'll call them up.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
That works. That works.
Work.
All right. Any questions pertaining to the program itself right now?
Real quick, right here. Do you guys get feedback on my voice?
No.
Okay, I turned off another computer. All right, good. Got it.
All right, guys. So listen, it's already 5:15. I wouldn't be surprised if other folks start jumping in. So I think let's just cut all the logistics of it at this point.
Well, no. Now we got to practice the other roll call.
What are
the chapter roll call, right?
Oh.
Are we doing it, Dan and Joe, or?
I think we should do it.
What's that?
I'm just.
Jerry, are people coming to practice the roll call or no?
They were supposed to be on. If they didn't make it, they didn't make it.
They didn't make it. Okay.
I know Jesse. Well, Jesse's here, Martinez, so he might want to at least know what to do.
Okay. All right. So for those that are here as part of the chapter roll call, you're going to say who you are. You're going to say the chapter you're from. So, the Greek letter, the chapter, and then the school. So Felipe Infante Zeta chapter, UC Santa Barbara established. And then you're going to say founded or established November 22nd, 1992, whatever your thing is. And then pause 1.5 seconds. And then the next person is going to move forward. So again, name, chapter, school, and then we're going to do the founding date, and then pause a 1.5 seconds, and then go on to the next person. So that's it for the chapter roll call, unless Joe, you had anything to add to that?
Nothing to add. I think it's going to be a little hectic if everybody doesn't follow the instructions we gave them earlier, that, label their name as chapter rep, so that we can understand who might not be available to do the chiming in, so that I can take over. Is that still the plan? If there's a blank chapter, I'm going to take in that role?
Yes.
Okay.
And keep in mind that there might be some lag in sound. So just if you have to wait maybe 2 seconds, it's fine.
Okay, sounds good.
Can I ask kind of a side question? it's mostly about my vanity. Would it be like in poor taste if I just left my picture up? Because my picture looks a lot better than the video shots of me.
I would love to see you in person, to be honest, because I think it humanizes all this a little more.
When you speak.
When you're speaking, for sure.
Yeah.
Otherwise, get the hell out of there. Thanks, Ish.
Está feo, güey.
Está feo.
Like, we don't disagree.
Pepe, am I doing the alpha chapter? Or is Ivan here?
That's a joke question.
I guess maybe I'm doing the alpha chapter.
Joe, is Jerry doing the alpha? Okay.
I'll take that as a yes.
All right.
I gotta remember all the details.
All right, Boli, I think we're done. Was there anything else that you were going to say? I'm sorry. Just want to make sure we got to at least cover that for the bros.
It's cool. I just think we're done. We should just now pretty much, just kind of leave the call live now. And at 5:30 on the dot, we start. We know that there's going to be people straggling. That's okay. Let's just move forward. And I think we're rehearsed enough to be successful in his honor. And let's do it.
Yeah. We can start letting people in at 5:20. I think that was what we had said before. So let's start adding people at 5:20, so in about 4 minutes. So if you have any questions, now is the time.
Question. Forgive me, I was distracted. When is the slideshow happening on the itinerary?
During the lighting of the Omega candle, right after. Uli's going to introduce it himself.
I will introduce it, Jesse.
Okay, thank you. I got it. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, guys.
You guys hear any background noise with me? There's a dryer behind me.
Oh, you're good, man. And FYI, the YouTube link is the last thing I posted in the chat. It's live. Get it out there to Facebook, family, whatever you need to do. We don't got much time to get that out. So
For somebody, I can hear like little kids and stuff in the back.
Well, that ain't me.
I don't know who it is, but I hear like rumbling of children somewhere in the background for somebody.
Yeah, that ain't me, man.
I don't know who it is.
it could be me. I got my 2-year-old upstairs, but I'll be muted while I'm not talking.
So that's why you got to mute. All right, guys. See you in a few minutes.
See you in a few minutes.
Oh, man.
Jerry, you got a haircut?
I did, bro.
Let me see. Turn your face, your head. Nice.
I even
Fresh cut. Oh wow.
The lady was like, I thought you wanted to get cleaned up for me.
What about Wiley? Did he shave?
Shave? No. I don't shave. I took a shower though. So.
Do shower.
Everyone feeling good?
Yeah, I mean, this is a lot better than any other expectations, instead of coming in there cold for sure.
Yeah.
You didn't change it then?
Huh? No, it doesn't let me. I think it's because it got the split screen. Because it says view options. It says you are viewing Eddie Gomez pin, but it doesn't say the virtual screen thing.
So me and Tracy can sit in here with you?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Daniel Negrete, give me a ring when you can. I just sent you my phone number. Por favor.
Quick question.
Yes.
So I'm considering doing this manually. That way, when we have big group shots, I can leave it up for a little bit longer rather than doing an automated where it's just going to do 3 seconds and skip over it. Having big group shots with me doing manual, this is what it would look like. I mean, you would see part of the thing, but if you think it's a better viewing experience, then maybe we can explore that. Participant is sharing. So, I mean, yeah, if I could share real quick, or if it's not a big deal, we'll just let it roll.
All right, you should be ready to go, man.
Okay. See what I'm saying there? Is that coming through?
I never understood why people flip the bird in pictures. Why you do that?
They think they're cool.
They are cool, culeros.
Can y'all see that?
Yeah, it looks good.
All right. Is that going to be okay then, flipping it this way manually?
I think so.
All right. I'm going to try it manually then.
Do me a favor though. Go back to that. Can you go full
Go
screen?
back to that. Sure. Sure.
Go to the bottom right, full screen. It should take away some of those controls. Just the visuals.
Bottom right.
Right, the diagonal arrow. Click that. Yeah, there you go. Cleaner.
Damn, Poli was young. What the hell?
Okay.
Yeah, this looks great.
Okay. And then to get back, you can just go up top.
Yeah.
Then again, and then go back. All right.
Cool.
That works. Good little tip, brother.
And have your lighters and matches ready for to light your candles or whatever. Just have that ready to go so that you're not scrambling around. And yeah, so mostly that'll be on during the moment of silence, the candles, and then during Eyes of Anak. Oh, Vidal, one more thing. You're going to be the one that tells people to blow out their candle. Because you're going to be, because after the induction, after we reveal the thing, and then it'll go to you. So at that point, when you talk, you not invite everyone to blow out their candle.
After or before Jackie talks?
After Eyes of Anak.
Okay.
So actually, it doesn't matter. After Jackie talks, wherever you feel fitting.
I'm starting to get sign-ons on the Google Meet, and so I have a little thing up there to tell them how to get back over here to Zoom. So I'm starting to pick up those sign-ins now, and starting to redirect.
Perfect.
So I'll go ahead and just say John exemplifies canalismo, and his impact on Nu Alpha Kappa was deep, insightful. And then I'll say on the count on K, please blow out your candle, NAK. And then we'll just blow it out.
Yeah. Cool. I think we're good. Good job, everyone.
Felipe, do you have those links on hand for the one, like the one that you said that tells us the breakdown? Oh wait, I think, is that the one that says JC? The one that Eddie sent?
Yeah, it should say record at the top. I think that's the final script.
No, I'm talking about the itinerary. That's the one that has the whole breakdown, right?
Yeah, the itinerary is the script.
That's what you're calling it. Yeah, that has like what we're going to say chapter wise.
Right. You want me to send that to you?
No, I have it. I was just making sure if that was.
Yeah. It says record in red at the top. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's kind of the one I've been adding notes to.
I gotta remember what I'm saying.
What?
So I have to remember what I am saying.
Oh, okay. For sure.
I don't even know. What was it? It's our chapter, our fraternity thing has the dates that everything was founded, right?
Yes, they should.
I know we're almost exactly a year after founding, but I don't remember the date.
Mm.
We call that post 1988. Oh,
Jesse should know. Jesse, when was Alpha founded? Put him back online.
1989.
Yeah,
good guess.
Or it was like February or 1989.
What do I guess? We're getting it right.
And then was this still going to be recorded? I'm sorry. Or no? Eddie, were we going to record this still or no? I don't think he's on yet.
Felipe, what technical term should I use for like opening it up to people to say something?
Just saying to say a few words or offer a few words. Yeah, you don't want to be specific. Words, prayers, I don't know. Whatever you feel sounds most appropriate and inviting. Cool.
The only people that are on right now.
Yeah, for now. Yeah. In a few minutes, I'm sure we're gonna.
Eddie, are you on?
Come back.
Yeah, you might want to just start putting that picture up, the first slide.
He's like, what do you feel like? No, I'm giving his food.
Is his family coming on?
And so we'll start a couple of minutes after, just to make sure that we have enough time to let people in and whatever. So maybe about 5:33, 5:34.
Hey, this is Alfredo from the side chapter. We're not doing salutations before our name, good evening, or anything like that. We just say our name, the chapter, the established date. That's it, right?
Exactly, that's it. Yeah, brief, concise. Yeah, it's gonna have to flow. That way, it kind of symbolizes being online and that whole thing. And then Eddie, as soon as I begin talking, I guess at that point, that's for the actual program to start. That's when you take off screen sharing. Good job. Thank you so much to everyone.
No, thank you, Felipe, for orchestrating all this. Thank you.
Well, let's see how it goes first.
Okay, then I'll take that back.
Yes.
Hey, is this the Zoom link or is this the YouTube thing? On my top left corner it says live on YouTube.
Yeah, that's because it's being.
It's both. Live YouTube.
You are on the Zoom.
You're talking. You're on Zoom.
¿Qué pasó, Vidal? ¿No me reconoces? You still thinking about it, Vidal? Come on, man. You can
What's
do
up,
it.
Mario?
That's right. You were looking at
What's
my
up,
name.
love? Nah, bro, looking for your picture. Come that way.
How are you, man?
I'm good, brother. ¿Cómo estás? Good to see you, bro.
Super bien. Crappy way of getting in touch with you, but yes, here.
Mucho gusto verte.
Igual, eh? Unfortunately, I don't recognize anybody, but I don't care. Remember my bro? David?
Yeah. ¿Qué onda, David? Ándale.
¿Dónde estás viviendo? Where are you?
Ahora aquí en San Francisco.
Ah, okay. Aquí en San Francisco. San Francisco.
Pasándola.
A gusto.
Yeah.
Nice. Good.
Hey guys, I got my boy and my family here too. My wife, aquí estamos todos. Trying to squeeze into a little phone here.
Thank you, everyone who's signing in. We'll start in a couple minutes.
Are you recording just the photos or?
A los entendidos.
Sabidar.
Pues me la regalaste con mucho cariño.
Sí.
So, man.
Uy. So, bro.
Hey, what's up, Eddie? Haven't seen you in a while, bro.
Going on, guys?
Puedes comer el mundo si quieres. Puedes hacer lo que te dé la gana.
Hello, fellas.
Ya llegó el chulo.
Eddie Vidal.
Ya llegó el chulo. Trigger.
We got 94 participants right now on Zoom and looks like 3 on YouTube.
And we'll start in about 1 more minute. Thank you, everyone who's attending.
6 people redirected from Google Meet.
Hey, Felipe, look at the chat real quick.
Yeah, could someone post the script to the chat, please? Just so that to the planning committee chat, that way other people can get it.
I think we got that already, Felipe.
Perfect, thank you.
Looks like it was Jackie requesting that.
When you're
Yes.
talking about the script, are you just talking about the chapters, how they're in order? That's all that I've seen.
I think someone wanted the actual detailed, right? The program, the detailed program.
Because I didn't see that. I think Lara sent a link that I was able to open, but all it did, it showed the chapters in sequence. So that was it.
Okay, I'll see if I can post it right after. I'll have plenty of time to do it.
So my question, Felipe, was if you wanted me to read the script as it came. I can do that, and I can.
No, however you want to personalize it.
And I can do that, and I can even remind the bros what they should say because it's written here.
Yep.
Okay.
Please do.
I will do that.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, I think we're ready to start.
Okay. I'm sorry, Felipe. The
Yes.
script that we went over earlier, is that what you're talking about, the script? You know, where we're talking about our name, the chapter, the university, and okay, I got that.
Right. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about a different thing. I'm sorry.
No.
I understand.
Awesome. All right. All right, we're ready to start, Eddie.
I've been at the bakery since September.
Felipe, I still need that list.
Yeah, I think Eddie just posted the itinerary.
Oh, you're taking over.
It's not on the itinerary. Unless it changed. Sorry, hold on, let me check.
Okay.
Got it. I'm good.
Good? All right.
Is it working?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Sounds good. All right, Eddie, we're good.
We are now recording.
We can stop the screen sharing.
Because I just sent it to him. That's John's one.
All right, good evening. On November 22nd, Nu Alpha Kappa fraternity suffered a tremendous loss when our brother John Varela of the founding chapter left us. We gathered tonight to honor our brother, but also to thank him for the legacy he's left behind. Good evening, brothers. My name is Felipe. I am a brother of the Zeta chapter at UC Santa Barbara. Earlier this year, our chapter experienced a tremendous loss. So know that we're with you and that we're here supporting you every step of the way. And if I could ask all the brothers from our entire brotherhood to offer some good energy and lots of love and brotherhood to the founding chapter, to the Varela family, and to John's memory. The brothers of Nu Alpha Kappa, the founding chapter, have worked tirelessly with other brothers to help execute tonight's ceremony, where we will be memorializing John Varela and inducting him into our Omega chapter. So we've worked hard to make this beautiful for you. Our evening is going to be divided into 3 sections: a memorial section, and then followed by the induction ceremony. And then after the ceremony is over, we'll have an open forum for bros and guests to be able to say a few words and thoughts about our fallen brother. At this time, I will ask you to please check your background noise, your internet connection, and remember that we have guests. Keep it PG-13 if you decide to speak, just so that no one is offended. This is a really unique ceremony that was just developed this year. So I bring this to you on behalf of the Zeta chapter and hope that it brings you a lot of closeness, a lot of the spirit of NAC, and that we send John out in the most beautiful and poignant way that Nu Alpha Kappa knows how to do. With that said, I would like to introduce the chapter president of the founding chapter at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, Daniel Negrete.
Thank you for that introduction. I would like to welcome all our brothers from the founding chapter, as well as brothers representing our chapters across the country. Our brotherhood transcends chapters. As such, we wanted to extend this invitation to brothers from all chapters to help us do one very last thing for a distinguished brother of Nu Alpha Kappa. Hello, my name is Daniel Negrete, chapter president of Nu Alpha Kappa Fraternity Incorporated founding chapter at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. We are here for a unique NAC ceremony that has been created to honor and induct fallen brothers into the Omega chapter. Today, we celebrate our esteemed brother John C. Varela, founding Zeta number 35, who passed away on November 22nd, 2020. I would like to especially acknowledge John's family for attending, represented by his mother Yolanda, wife Jackie, sister Pilar, and nephews Mateo and Nico today. John's family is our family too. I would like to thank our Zeta brother Felipe Infante for taking the initiative of creating, planning, and sharing the ceremony for the entire Nu Alpha Kappa Brotherhood. We say it with pride, once a NAC, always a NAC, in honor of our brothers. Our bonds that were created in university do transcend all time, and I am proud to be a part of this family. I crossed into founding chapter back in winter 2018, and I never had the pleasure of meeting John C. Varela in person. Nevertheless, it saddened me when I heard the passing of our dear brother John. His legacy will forever be remembered by those who had the privilege to know him as the definition of someone who wore his heart on his sleeve. His smile and his laugh were contagious and loud. His time passed at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo was full of memories and friendships that lasted all these years. I would like to share a quote that I feel applies to today. It is foolish and wrong to mourn the men who died. Rather, we should thank God that such men lived. At this time, I would like to begin playing the Colombian national anthem, which represents John C. Varela's heritage.
Good evening. The beautiful rendition of the Colombian national anthem. My name is Juan Mendoza, mostly known to everybody as Wiley. I've been asked to give the eulogy for this Zoom meeting, Zoom memorial. It's an honor to be asked to speak here. Like John, I'm from the Cal Poly chapter, San Luis Obispo. It's on number 30. I would first like to offer my deepest condolences to the John family. And thank you everybody that signed on for gathering to celebrate the life of John Varela. It's been difficult to put in words and bring up a couple memories that truly captures John's personality and what he meant to the closest, to those who was closest to him. I think I shared the same initial reaction that this can't be real. John was so full of life and so active with communicating with on a regular basis. And especially since the last several years he was putting so much effort into just being a better person. So it's a total shock. And with social distancing that's in place, that that natural progression of acceptance isn't there. You usually reunite with brothers and friends and family that you know and that were close to them. So I'm hoping that this memorial over Zoom helps to begin that process of healing. My earliest memory of John was in 1992, and it was in my apartment in San Luis Obispo. And my roommates and I were hosting a rush event, and John shows up, and he had long, if you can picture that, he had long bangs. The baggy pants was still there, but he had like this Disney figure on his legs, and I think it was Donald Duck, and no visible tattoos. And just by the way he was dressed, I could tell he was from LA, from my barrio. But I don't remember the exact conversation we had that night, but it focused on being from around LA. Also, I remember just laughing during the majority of our conversation, and he had that infectious laugh, And I knew back then that he was someone that without question should be a part of this fraternity. And living in the same area, we would hang out over the summers, and he would come down to my place in Boyle Heights, and we would all also join other brothers that lived in the area. And my neighbor would throw an onion party. One time I invited John, and we had a great time. So the following year, I reminded me, John, like, my neighbor's gonna throw this party. Like, are you down? And I didn't have a car at the time, and I think his car broke down. And he said, I'm down. Like, I go, I told him, you don't have a car. How are you gonna get there? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go show up in a taxi. And he lived in the Glendale area. Well, this is back in the days when Uber and Lyft weren't around like nowadays. And that was not a cheap ride. When he told me, yeah, I'm gonna show up in a taxi, I wrote him off. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. I mean, sure. Sure enough, I'm hanging out in the front of the house there, and he rolls up the taxi, and it's John. John's coming out. I'm like, no way! Like, you're down, John. Like that is down. And I think from then on, I can really sense that that's somebody that I can really rely on. 110%. Another thing about John, he was a huge Dodgers fan. He was always wearing the gear, and we both ended up at the World Series game 6 against the Astros. John went with Jackie, and I ended up going with another slow bro, Gary. And John had the good seats. We were a level up. We had the cheaper seats, and he still insisted on grabbing the beer together, during the game in between innings. So he was willing to go to the cheaper seats, in between the innings, and just have a beer with us. And it's that photo up in my screen is on the upper right. And he, in the middle of the World Series, he just still wanted to hang out with us, get away from the nice seats, and just have a beer with us. And that was really was a reflection of John's personality. Look, he was always just down no matter the cause. Just if it's just to have a beer with us, that was it. And that made him happy. That made him smile. And I don't remember what we were laughing about, but as always, I must have been joking about something. There's countless other stories. I've been a part of John's life for so long, and seen him go through so many different phases. In Cal Poly, he changed his major, and then it ended up finally getting his degree. And then finally working in the field that he worked so hard to get into, and then finally buying his first property. And of course, John, in and out of trouble, these are all those phases of his life. And one of the things we shared was hanging out with some of the original NAC LA bros and going to the Thanksgiving football games At first was, turkey bowl, which was tackle football. And then we got a little bit older and we started playing flag football. And then we got a little bit older and things started hurting a little bit more. So we started playing softball. Towards the end, it just became really just getting together at the park and having a few beers. And the main bro that started that, Masa, passed away. So we would get together and remember him. So we kept it going for quite a bit of time. In closing, I just like to repeat his words that he has up in his Facebook. Keep it pushing and pay it forward. Words to live by. You will be missed, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you, Wiley. John will definitely be missed by the rest of us as well. Good evening, brothers, family, and friends. My name is Ulises Cerda. I am a brother from the founding chapter, new class number 72. We will soon be lighting the Omega candle in honor of our brother, John Varela. For those of you outside the fraternity that are joining us today, the Omega is reserved for our fallen brothers of Nu Alpha Kappa, and the candle is white because just like it's just like our brotherhood, it shines its brightest in the darkest of times. I don't know, John, if you can hear us today, I know you're smiling down on us with that contagious smile you got. We love you, brother. Rest in peace. I'll now light the candle in honor of our John. Later in the ceremony, this candle will be used to symbolically light the rest of your candles. With that said, we would now like to present to you a slideshow honoring the life of our brother, John Varela. Thank you.
Seems like yesterday we used to rock the show. I laced the track, you locked the flow. So far from hanging on the block for dough. Notorious, they got to know that life ain't always what it seemed to be. Words can't express what you mean to me. Even though you're gone, we still a team. Through your family, I'll fulfill your dreams. In the future, can't wait to see if you open up the gates for me. Reminisce sometime, the night they took my friend. Try to black it out, but it plays again. When it's real, feeling's hard to conceal. Can't imagine all the pain I feel. Give anything to hear half your breath. I know you're still living your life after death.
Every move I make, every single day, every time I pray, I'll be missing you. Thinking of the day when you went away. What a life to take, what a bond to break. I'll be missing you.
It's kinda hard with you not around. Know you in heaven smiling down, watching us while we pray for you. Every day we pray for you, till the day we meet again. In my heart is where I keep you, friend. Memories give me the strength I need to proceed, strength I need to believe. My thoughts big, I just can't define. Wish I could turn back the hands of time. Us in the six, shop for new clothes and kicks. You and me taking flicks, making hits, stages they receive you on. Still can't believe you're gone. Give anything to hear half your breath. I know you still living your life after death.
Every move I make, every single day, every time I pray,
What a fantastic slideshow. Um, Hello, everybody. My name is Paulo Ramirez, and I am one of John's closest and oldest friends and brothers. On behalf of my family and I, and on behalf of NAC, we'd like to express our gratitude and many thanks to all of you on the call for taking the time to join us in celebrating the life of John. In the next few minutes, I will attempt to share some highlights between John and I that hopefully provide some insight into John's character and why he was so loved by many within NAC. I met John back in 1992 during my freshman year at Cal Poly in San Luis Obispo. During that time, I was doing haircuts in my dorm room to make some extra money. One day, John walks in. At that time, the house music scene was pretty big in LA, and John was a pretty big house music fan. So he was sporting really short hair on all sides and some really long blonde dyed bangs at the front of his head. So that totally coincides with with Wiley's eulogy. As those of us who know John can confirm, he introduces himself loudly. I proceeded to trim his hair, and during that time, we went on into our first conversation. From then on, we were pretty much inseparable for the next several years during school. Along with Gerardo Garcia and Sal Hernandez, John and I pledged NAC together that year. After being accepted, so began our journey of growing into men of mind, men of culture, and men of pride. We had many adventures together during our college years. We also lived together for over 2 years. During that time, I got to know John really well. After school, John moved on with life in LA and I moved on in San Jose. However, we never lost touch. As the years passed, we would always call each other on birthdays and speak every so often. We would sometimes go months without talking. Then we would talk to each other and the conversation would move on right from where we left off. Every time my family would visit Southern California, we always made time to get together for lunch or dinner, at least one time during our visit. Whenever John would visit San Jose or San Francisco, we would do the same there. As some of us in this call may know, John did pass through a dark time in his life for several years while in LA. I got married back in 2002, and he was going to be my best man. I was really happy to have him by my side that day, but unfortunately, he was not able to make it. Thankfully, he managed to climb out of that valley. During all of this time, we still kept tabs on each other and our brotherhood never wavered. Then Jackie came into his life. I saw many positive changes in his perspective on life with Jackie by his side. He was happy. He told me of many plans and dreams he had for their future together. Some he had already accomplished. It was a joyful time and an honor when he asked me to be the best man at his and Jackie's wedding back in 2018. That day was very special to John, and I am very happy to be able to share it with him and Jackie. So the life experiences I shared with John are proof of who he was. He was very intelligent, very giving, very direct, very outspoken. He knew when to be serious and when to be an absolute clown. He always made sure his Colombian heritage and culture was front and center. But above all, he was very loving and exceptionally loyal to those of us whom he considered family. All these qualities are reflective of what it means to be part of Nu Alpha Kappa. I am privileged to call him my brother. This is my John. So bro, on behalf of Nu Alpha Kappa, let your crazy laugh never be forgotten. Let your loyalty be an example. May you rest in peace. Gracias.
Good evening. My name is Fernando Beltran. I am the current Chief Executive Officer of the NAC National Alumni Association. Tonight it's my honor to begin the roll call for this organization that began with the vision of 11 men and has blossomed to over 30 chapters, including the Omega chapter, and a growing and vibrant alumni association. Gentlemen, chapter reps, please state your name, your chapter and school, and the date your organization was established, following K. N-A-K.
Jesse Martinez, founding chapter, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, February 26, 1988.
Jerry Rodriguez, Alpha Chapter, San Jose State University, founded February 26, 1989.
Juan Aguilar, Beta Chapter, San Diego State University, established February 10th, 1990.
Gamma Chapter, Sonoma State, founded June 20th, 1992.
Delta Chapter, Trigger Garcia, Delta Chapter, CSU Stanislaus, founded November 22nd, 1992.
Julian Cisneros, Epsilon Chapter, Fresno State, established November 22nd, 1992.
Jesse Aranda, Zeta Chapter, UC Santa Barbara, established November 22nd, 1992.
Miguel Diaz, Eta Chapter at Santa Clara University, established September 18th, 1993.
Virgilio Cerda, Theta Chapter, California State University, Chico, established September 9th, 1995.
Ruben Magana, Iota Chapter, Sacramento State, established July 27, 1996.
Manuel Vasquez, Kappa Chapter, UC Davis, established November 30th, 1997.
Jose Lara, Lambda Chapter, UC San Diego, established December 21st, 1997.
Oscar Flores, Mu Chapter, Colorado State University, established April 10th, 1999.
Alfredo Heredia, New Chapter, UC Riverside, established November 12th, 2000.
Alfredo Cervantes, Psi Chapter, CSUMB, established February 28th, 2004.
Jose Mercado, Omicron Chapter, University of Nevada, Reno, established April 17th, 2004.
Guillermo Aviles, founding chapter, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, established February 26, 1988.
Todd Anderson, founding chapter, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, established February 26, 1988.
Rita Salvi, Road Chapter, University of California, Los Angeles, established April 30th, 2005.
Rogelio Garcia, Sigma Chapter, University of Northern Colorado, April 21st, 2007.
Tau Chapter, Cal Poly Pomona, founded May 18th, 2008.
Leonardo Yalun, Upsilon Chapter, the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, founded May 23rd, 2009.
Ignacio Mireles, Psi Chapter, the National Hispanic University, established November 12th, 2011.
Miguel Angel Molina, Chi Chapter,
California State University, San Marcos, established May 26, 2012.
Psi Chapter, University of California, Irvine, founded August 17th, 2012.
On behalf of John C. Varela, now at the Omega chapter, by way of the founding chapter, established February 26, 1988.
Jorge Eduardo Hernandez, Alpha Alpha Chapter, UC Berkeley, established December 6, 2014.
Rudy Rodriguez, San Francisco State University, the Alpha Beta Chapter, established on December 14th, 2014.
Carlos Hernandez, Alpha Gamma Chapter, Metropolitan State University of Denver, established May 6, 2017.
Jesse Magana, Alpha Delta Chapter at the University of San Diego, established October 20th, 2018.
My name is Jesse Aranda, founding father of UC Santa Barbara Zeta Chapter. Being part of the Greek system, one of the many things Brothers of Nu Alpha Kappa Incorporated learn is the 24 Greek alphabet letters. As you witnessed, it started with the founder, then with the Alpha, ending with the Omega. In biblical terms, Alpha means the beginning, and Omega means the end. Our Alpha chapter, the beginning chapter after our founding chapter, is San Jose State, preceded by the Beta chapter, San Diego State, and so forth. However, when we get to the Omega Greek letter, Omega chapter has no university affiliation. For NAC, the Omega chapter is not the end for us. It's a chapter we all hold dear in our hearts. This chapter is dedicated to and for our fallen brothers. It is a symbolic representation on behalf of Nu Alpha Kappa Incorporated to honor our NAC brothers forever and for eternity, because once a NAC, always a NAC. As long as NAC lives, their memories will never die. Before 2020, and visible in our NAC national website, 21 bros are now part of the Omega chapter. This Nu Alpha Kappa's Omega chapter induction ceremony was inaugurated this summer with the passing of bro number 22, Carlos Esparza from the Zeta chapter, UC Santa Barbara. Unfortunately, months later, a second Omega chapter induction ceremony soon followed with the passing of NAC bro number 23, Jesse Salazar from the Gamma chapter, Sonoma State. This ceremony is in honor of our next fallen brother. And with this, I hand it off to Ismael Diaz from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo founding chapter.
Hey everyone, my name is Ismael Diaz. I'm founding chapter Ada class. I was actually in the first class John got to be a part of pledging, and I'll just say that he took inducting the new members in his fraternity very seriously. So I'm here to recognize our, obviously for John, but to recognize the first brother of Nu Alpha Kappa that passed. He was actually my line bro, Gabriel Gutierrez, in December of 1993 over Christmas break. He passed away. Then we also had another gentleman from the founding chapter, Rick Preciado, passed away tragically in 2001. And then obviously now our third brother from the founding chapter, and John, who passed away way too soon a couple weeks ago. So here to introduce those brothers. On the screen now, you can see the fallen brothers that Jesse just mentioned. And again, tragically this year, John is the third brother of Nu Alpha Kappa who passed following Carlos Esparza and Jesse Salazar. Raul?
Hello, I am Raul Solis, founding chapter number 58. I was John's personal little brother at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. I'm here with Ulises Cerda, and we're here to light the candle from the Omega candle to the rest of the brothers. This is the symbolism of the internal fire that is within each of our brothers, and it's the unseen bond that we share between us. So Ulises will light the candle and pass it on to me. At this point, we will light the candles from his line brothers, that'd be Poli, Little G,
Y Salomón también.
Salomón también. Then at that point, we will light the brothers of the Varela family and his friends. And next, we will light the candles of the rest of the brothers. Please keep your candles lit until instructed to do otherwise.
My name is Dan Hyman, FE24, founding chapter, Epsilon class. We will now honor John Varela with 35 seconds of silence. Why 35 seconds? John's position within Nu Alpha Kappa organization was FZ35. The letter F stands for founding chapter, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. The letter Z is the Greek alphabet letter Zeta. Zeta is the sixth letter in the Greek alphabet and represents John's pledge class, number 6. The number 35 represents John as a 35th pledge to become a full-fledged brother of Nu Alpha Kappa at Cal Poly. We now ask you to honor John's memory with 35 seconds of silence. Please remain silent. Thank you. I would like to introduce founding father of founding chapter of Nu Alpha Kappa, Ernesto Garcia.
Good evening. I'm founding father Ernesto V. Garcia, and I've been asked to read the chant, Eyes of Anak. To give you a brief history, the Eyes of Anak was created by some of the founding fathers from San Jose State. On a personal note, the first time I heard this chant was over 30 years ago. And to this date, every time I hear this chant, I get the chills. I believe it best encapsulates everything NAC stands for. It is an honor that I was asked to read this beautiful chant tonight. And at the conclusion of finishing Eyes of Anak, John C. Varela will be inducted into Omega chapter. N-A-K, Eyes of Anak. Full of beauty or full of pain. Life is filled with losses and gains. The question of life is often asked, for the love of life is often lacked. Fill your life with culture and pride, or live life of prejudices and lies. Choose your path, whether forward or back. Live life with honor. Live life as a knack. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Vidal Gonzalez, founding chapter Lambda class. Jackie, on the behalf of Nu Alpha Kappa, I would like to offer you our sincerest condolences. John was and will always be an inspiration and example to us all. We would like to present to you this Omega candle that signifies John's warm, bright, and fiery spirit that burns eternal, just as his love for you does. John's dedication to you, friends, his family, and Nu Alpha Kappa was without equal and will live on in all of our hearts and minds. John's love for you is both beautiful and radiating like the flame of this candle. May it provide you with warmth and light and serve as a symbol of John's eternal spirit and love for you. I would like to give you the opportunity to share something. I will speak if you'd like to, Jackie.
Vidal, can you guys hear me? Jackie's next to me now. A little lost for words, but she wants to thank everybody who's been there for their support in every way possible, near and close to her, and that's just been there to give them their condolences and support her as much as they possibly have been able to.
Well, thank you for accepting on Jackie's behalf. John exemplified canalismo, and his impact on Nu Alpha Kappa was deep, insightful, and foundational to our development. Long as NAC lives, John's memory will never die. John will always be in our hearts. Everyone, please on K, extinguish your candle. N, A. Before we do that, I would like to give the opportunity to John's family to also speak if they would like to. Pilar, his sister.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. I can't see all of you. I can see Manny, who I know. Hi, Manny. Hi. I saw Poli. From the three of us, thank you very much. I may not know all of you, like I said, but John carried each and one of you in his heart because he lived and breathed NAP. He was so proud of his brotherhood. He was so dedicated. He went up and down that state in the early years. I think that's why his car died, because that guy, I was up at Davis and he was down in Fresno, then he was down in SLO, then he was down in San Diego. And it's like, he just maintained it. And what I've come to find out is that he did his things quietly and he maintained friendships with all of you, to those he held near and dear. And then to the others, he would see you guys at all these other functions. And all I ever heard was knack and brothers, knack and brothers. And I just have to say, on his behalf, he carried you and continues and always will carry knack in his heart. It meant a lot to him. And I just want to say thank you for this beautiful ceremony and his honor. And I miss him as much as you guys do. And thank you very much. My mom thanks you as well. And I am ever grateful for how everyone has stepped up to help Jackie, because she really needs it. And I just want to say thank you for that. It just, again, that's what John exemplified. He was so loyal. He was always there. If I don't think he understood the word no. And I just want to say thank you again for being there for Jackie and loving her, and showing that love and support when it really, really does count. So from my heart and from John's heart, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Pilar, and we're here for you. So you have thousands of brothers. So you know. So
LA
Jackie?
lost one of its angels, I say.
Did I saw in the text, Jackie, would you like to say something?
That's me. That's me.
Okay. And Jerry. Okay. John exemplified canalismo, and his impact on NAC will be felt forever. As long as NAC lives, John's memory will never die. Everyone, please extinguish your candles on K. N-A-K.
Thank you, Vidal. That concludes our ceremony. I want to thank each and every one of you, specifically the Varela family and friends, specifically the chapter representatives. Thank you for representing our fraternity so professionally and so eloquently. From California, Colorado, and Nevada, we've grown this family to be a very strong network, and these tough situations definitely strengthen that bond. So I want to thank each and every one of you men for upholding that strength. Founding chapter, thank you for everything. You helped make John a strong man, a smart man, a loving man, a caring man. And I think we all need to look at ourselves and maybe be a little more compassionate to our communities in his example. Thank you. I want to hand it off to Jerry to have a few more words.
Thank you, Eddie. As Eddie mentioned, brothers, family, and friends, this concludes Nu Alpha Kappa's induction ceremony for John C. Varela. At this point, we will proceed with the opportunity to give anyone a minute to say a few words to Jackie, the family, and or lovely memories they may have of John and would like to share. Now, in an attempt to make it a little easier and smooth, please put your name on the chat box so that either Eddie or myself can call the person next in order so it'll run a little smoother.
It looks like we have Aldo first in queue.
Give me a second, Eddie.
Sure.
So I would like to open that up, being here next to Jackie. You know, I told her, sorry, it's a little hard.
Got this, Jerry.
Yeah. I told her the day it happened that I heard a long time ago that at times like this, it's easiest to, or better, to be thankful for the time that we were given and not mourn on the time that was lost. And with that being said, as me, you will say, John had an infectious smile, a loving personality, and as much as we called him Crazy John, I never saw him upset. So I want to open that up to everyone because I could be here for hours. But the worst part is my punchline was going to be that the night it happened or the morning it happened, Jackie said, I've never heard so many grown men cry. And here we are. So, you know, feel free to give us all your lovely memories, as I'm sure Jackie will appreciate it. And we can all hear what an amazing person we lost. Rest in peace, John.
Aldo, I believe you have some words.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening, guys. Yeah, I mean, a lot of familiar faces today. Good to see everybody. Obviously, we're gathered to say goodbye to a great friend, and on behalf of all the Fresno State bros that knew John, you know, we love him. We always love him. He'll always have a special place in our heart. Thank you.
Todd requesting to speak.
Sorry, I'm one of the younger guys, but I just wanted to let the family know that John had a big impact on us. Something that amazed me is every time he came to visit us, like he'd keep tabs of what we're up to. Like it was clear, like he'd follow, like he asked me, "Oh, how was your internship? How are you doing on this?" And he knew what we were doing, even like though he only visited a few times a year. And when I was young, that was very impactful. And I just want to let the family know that he was greatly appreciated for that.
Goose.
To the Varela family, I just want to say thank you. I've known John for a while, and I remember he was one of the guys that wanted to get together to play softball, and I've been the softball commissioner for the past few years now, and I remember when we first started. I'm not gonna lie, most of the guys that were on the team did not know how to throw a ball, even run the bases, even swing a bat. And John was one of them. And so it took a while. It took a while for us to develop him, but he actually ended up becoming one of the hardest hitters and one of the best players that we had. And just to kind of give everyone an idea, I mean, this guy has never played softball, or I don't even know if he's ever played any other sport. But we put him at third base, and he gets a shot literally driven into his shin. And I mean, you just hear this smack, and everyone is like, bro, are you okay? Are you okay? And he always made light of the situation. He was just like, bro, like, I've been shot, I've been stabbed. Softball ain't got nothing on me. So he was just all around a great guy. I miss him. And I just want to thank you, Jackie, too, for sharing the experience of allowing me to go to your guys' wedding. You guys are two amazing people, and he's surely going to be missed. Rest in peace, bro.
Thanks, Goose. We got Gerardo, and then Ish after that.
Hello, everyone. I'm Gerardo. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I had the honor of being the line brother of John, along with Oli and Sal. It's unbelievable that this has happened, and it's hard to believe. I had the honor of talking to his mom and his sister in the past. John loved his family, of course, and he also loved Knack as well. But John is an example of what true brotherhood is all about. A brother that would always be there for whomever was a Knack or even a non-Knack. He would always try to help, and he always had this amazing smile, and he would do anything or anything for anyone at any time. I had the honor of being his split in his split class. There was, we all four of us were able to stick together and help each other out through the whole pledging process, and even through life after. John has always he's always brought the fraternity together. At his wedding, it was like a Knack reunion. I'm sure a lot of you guys that were there, you noticed that. He will be missed. My heart goes out to his family, Jackie, Pilar, and his mom. John will always be a special someone in everyone's lives. May he rest in peace, and we will always remember you, John. Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. Ishmael? Ishmael, are you there?
I think it was Ismael Robles, not me.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Sorry.
Hi, everybody. Ismael Robles, High Chapter Founding Father, Cal State Northridge. First and foremost, my condolences to Jackie and the entire Varela family. This is a shock, to everybody. He meant a lot to me and to a lot of the guys that he met. I mean, I met him before, and then we got to know each other more, in the softball tournament. And he started going also to the Thanksgiving dinner with us. So that's where I really got to meet the person. And like everybody says, that infectious laugh is what everybody will remember. And I hope everybody can remember his laugh and the joy he had. And with that, thank you guys and for being here, for sharing the stories. And rest in peace, John. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Manny Vasquez?
Yeah, hey guys. Manny here.
One of the guys sent me this picture from the slideshow right now. They just sent me it. They're like, look what I found. He's left of me.
Hello?
Go ahead, Manny.
Yeah, just I met John in 97. I met him in Slow. I was just texting with a couple of bros right now, just one of the most genuine, most caring, most truly loving individuals I have ever met. We instantly hit it off, I remember, back in, I'm not going to get the years correct, but I think it was 02, 01. It was the party at the Queen Mary. We were having a few beers, and then since then, I don't know what it was, but we just started hanging out some more, whether it was in Long Beach, Orange County, and Costa Mesa. He'd like to come down there, in Manhattan Beach, LA, anywhere, and just hanging out with John. I mean, it's that laugh right there that you guys are seeing right there that I always remember John. that cheeser laugh, I want to call it, and we would always have a good time. And, I'm still in shock right now. Just to give you guys, my daughter was born November 21st. I was at the hospital, and I was exhausted. My wife was even more exhausted. Hadn't really slept. I was obviously excited about my little girl, and having her all day. I sent a few pictures to some bros. That night on Saturday, I was planning on posting it, and I still haven't, but I was planning on posting it. But John was one of the bros that got that picture, and that night he texted me congratulating me, and I come to find out that he was actually at work, and for him to have the time to congratulate me and tell me how beautiful my baby was, and then that night I stayed up a little bit longer, and I didn't get much sleep. And that morning, the next day, the phone was pinging, man, and I don't know, man. I was hoping for like how you would say psych or something like that, and I just could not believe what I was reading, and just a few hours before, holding my little girl and him congratulating me, and then this happening, and I'm still hoping, running across this page and him saying something like "I got you, Manny" or something like that, But I truly, I love John. I love hanging out with him every single time. It was a blast. As you guys are all gonna say, I want to thank John for letting me be part of his life. I know you can hear me, brother, up there. Gracias, carnal. Te amo, te quiero un chingo, carnal. I love you, brother. You always accepted me no matter what was going on. John would always give me some advice. Thank you, Jackie, for inviting us to the wedding. Pilar, Los Cuates. All I can say is John loved you boys. He talked about you boys a lot. I'm going to say it in Spanish. Los quería un chingo ustedes. Pilar, Jackie, he loved you both. Jackie, you his wife. Pilar, you his sister. He loved you guys a lot. And, I'm not going to say, see you later, but hasta pronto, Juan. I know we'll see each other up there with God. I love you, bro.
Thanks, Manny. Now we have Fernando.
Good evening, Jackie. I shared my John story with you a couple of days ago, but I want to extend to you and to John's extended family my deepest condolences and sympathy. And I have to mirror what Manny just said a minute ago, because when I saw the notice that John had died, I thought, this is a horrible sick joke. It couldn't be true. It just could not be true. But as soon as I thought that, I knew it was. And for me, it's a painful irony that someone like John would go before me, so much younger, in the middle of so much life. And that's how I remember John. I talked to a lot of guys. When I told them I met John, they're like, "Oh, crazy John. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's the coolest guy I've ever met. I didn't know him as long as a lot of bros did. So I didn't get to see the crazy John part. But the funny thing is that even though I didn't know him for as long as others, I don't think that mattered to him. It certainly didn't to me. Once I met him, yeah, we were brothers in NAC. But once I met him, he became my brother. And it was mostly on his initiation of that. And I'm going to miss him. I'm going to miss him horribly. Jackie, I want to say to you that the day you two got married, and thank you for having me to your wedding, I don't think I ever saw John stop smiling. That same huge smile, and it was big. I'm sure his cheeks hurt the next day. I know you brought him happiness. And for that, you can always have comfort in your heart. You brought that to him, and he shared that with us. So again, my condolences to the entire family, Jackie and John's extended family, and may you find peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Fernando. Next up, we have Ruben. Ruben, you there?
Sorry about that. I had it on mute. First and foremost, from Sacramento State, our deepest condolences to Jackie and La Familia Varela. I remember on Friday the 20th, November 20th, I sent John my new business card, and he shot me back a thumbs up. And 2 days later, I get the message that John passed away. Probably one of the saddest things I ever had to read on text. I know I don't know you, the family. I know Jackie. I met her a few times. You guys are great. John, I really loved that guy. I really did. It's just really sad to see somebody like him go. I would never think John. He was like Superman, and I met him through Vidal, and I remember Vidal just telling me, "Hey, this guy's one of the coolest guys you'll ever meet." And lo and behold, I swear to you, he was. And I don't just cry for anybody, but I love that guy. He made he made college fun. I'm not gonna lie, he really did. And the last times I seen him, I'm a very busy guy. I travel a lot and do a lot of business, but the last time I seen him was at Jose Uribe's wedding and Vidal Gonzalez's wedding. Man, we had a blast. And to see that guy, and when I go to events, because I hardly show up, but when I do, he always yells across the room, "Shrek!" And it's just, I'm so sorry, Jackie. It breaks my heart to hear this. And when they told me that if I could represent him from Sacramento State, I was like, hell yeah. I'll do anything for that dude. And I know a lot of the bros from Cal Poly don't know me. I know quite a few bros, but man, I know if it's hard for me, it's way harder for you guys. But God, I love that guy, man. That guy was great. He really made my college experience fun. So I'm so sorry to hear this. And Jackie, whatever you need, I called Jackie. I think it was a Monday, the day after, and I was like, "Tell me this isn't true. What happened?" And so, just makes me realize that what we have here is very powerful, and I know I should show up more often, but to see him go, it's pretty hard. So, but hey, my condolences again, and thank you guys who coordinated this to invite me to this, because I really needed this. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruben. Now we have Luis Alania.
Hey, ¿qué pasó? Buenas noches, bros. Primeramente, my most sincere condolences to Jackie and the Varela family. When my class crossed the Alpha class at Fresno State, I guess we must have made an impression because John and the Wongs, David and Mario and Craig Tapon, they would come and visit us all the time. It was my first couple of years at Fresno State. We had some good times. Thank God there wasn't that much social media during that time. They pretty much, it was always a fun time with John and the Wongs and coming over and partying up at Fresno, and AKA they used to call it Fresnalgas. It was some good times with John and the bros. It was memorable times. It was a fun time hanging with John and partying up with John. So my most sincere condolences. Thank you for putting this together. Good to see a lot of the bros. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Luis. We got a Trigger. And then Monchis.
I'd also like to offer my sincere condolences to Jackie and Pilar, the sister. This is a tremendous loss for everybody. The magnitude of having lost them is incalculable to all of us, and my heart goes out to all of you. I'm going to echo what everybody else has said, which is that every time that you run into John, immediately he would greet you. He had the widest smile you've ever seen. And every time that I've seen him, or if he's seen me before I've seen him, of course you'd hear him yell across the street or across the hall, "Trigger!" With the widest smile. There's a picture that's in the collage that they were showing where I'm wearing these goggles, and he's hugging me. He's got one arm around my shoulders, and he's got this beer. That day I had told him that I was going to be running up to NACTA in Sonoma, and I rode my Harley all the way up there, but I lost my phone on my way up, and the directions I couldn't find my way up there, so I ended up showing up, but at 4 o'clock in the morning. And sure enough, I'm pulling up to the hotel room. I was expecting everybody to be asleep, but John was waiting for me, with his beer in his hand. I roll up into the hotel room and I hear a scream from across, 2 blocks, "Trigger!" And there's John. So you can always count on him. I always had a good time with him. I want to thank you guys for having invited me to your guys' wedding. Again, another tremendous time. You definitely made him a very happy man. That smile that he wore that day, it never wiped off his face. I'm sure wherever he's at right now, he's still smiling. The day that we got the announcement that he had passed, again, I just didn't want to believe it. That day will forever be in our hearts, in our minds. It happens to be our fraternity chapter's anniversary as well, November 22nd. So not that it needs a reminder, but it'll always be there. Whenever we celebrate our chapter's anniversary, it's also John, November 22nd. Me and John, I think that part of the reason why he and I got along so well is that we have a shared experience in life. So I understood him very well. And we had a lot of talks, and I was glad to see him get his life back on track. And Jackie, you played a huge part in that. Whenever you guys need anything, know that I'm here for you guys, Pilar and Jackie, the rest of the family. Know that he's in You know, people always say great cliches. He's in a better place and all this other stuff. And you know, it doesn't make life. I mean, it doesn't make my words any easier, or doesn't ease your guys' pain. Life doesn't. I mean, it doesn't. Time doesn't make the pain go away. Just learn how to live with it. But John made a big impact, and so long as we continue to remember, the way he impacted our lives and the way his existence made us better, he's going to continue to live in our hearts. So, that's the only thing that I can say about that. Once again, John, wherever you're at right now in the great beyond, I know that we will see you again. Thank you.
Thanks, Trigger. We got Ramon up first, and then we have Rodrigo after that, and I believe Jerry will probably follow Rodrigo. Jesse Arroyo, can you please look at the chat? There's a request for a specific image. If you could have that ready to go for when Jerry speaks.
First of all, I'd like to give my condolences to John's family, Jackie and Pilar. I met John back in '95 when I was pledging. Never forget him, giving him the greeting. He still had a smile when I was giving him the greeting. He rolled up to Chico, celebrate a couple times with Wiley, a couple of the guys from Slow. He made, anytime we went to Slow, he made us feel like we were part of Slow. And he never, he gave up his bed. He just hung out with us all night. When I went back to Slow one time for the 25th anniversary, I remember him meeting me at night at a bar, and we were just hanging out with a couple bros. He was the first time that he met my wife and my daughter, but that day he met my wife for a little bit, and then we said hello at a dinner. I asked him, how he was doing and how things were going. He felt really good, and we were gonna go play softball. He actually was the one that kind of pushed us to come down and play softball that during that 25th anniversary. Unfortunately, we had another passing of a brother, which was my pledge brother, passed away that day. John was an exceptional brother. He made an impact with just him being himself, being who he was. He was so real. He carried his heart. He gave you his heart. He told me stories about when he pledged. So it was nice to hear how the Slow brothers pledged and all that. So I really appreciated him for being real and being honest and just being himself and telling me his story and his life and some of the things that he encountered in his life. And I appreciated that. I always told him, man, you keep going, you keep your head up, and I'm really honored and proud to be your brother. I remember telling him that. The biggest impression he left me was that night when my big brother passed away in Slow. We went to the event that night, the dinner for the 25th anniversary, and I was walking with my wife and my daughter who has special needs, and we were in line back at the end of the line. And he called me up and he said, no, you come up here, bro, and your daughter, and I love your little daughter, he said. And he was a great brother that just wanted to take care of those who needed the most. And at that time it was kind of cold, and he didn't want my little young daughter that I brought up to NACFest to be in the cold at night. So that was the kind of individual he was, and the kind of person we lost today. And we'll be missing him, but I know that he's listening to us, and one of these days we'll see him again. And I know he's making people smile. The brothers that are already on the mega chapter, he's making them smile. But I do want to ask all you guys that it's time for us to come together. And I said this before this year, and I'll say it again. It's time for us to come together and start a scholarship for those families that are left behind, for families that are for their kids, for their nephews, for those boys that one day can be part of NAC too. So I hope you guys take a few minutes and we can come together and start a scholarship on behalf of the Omega chapter for those families that are left behind to continue and one day be NACs, you know. So hopefully the national board is listening. Hopefully they can start something. I'll be the first one to put $1,000 down for that scholarship. So you guys let me know. Thank you guys. Love you guys.
Thanks, Montes. Rodrigo.
First of all, I am very honored to just be sitting here to share the life of a man who embodied the values that this fraternity passes on to every young man. I want to say, Jackie, I want to send you my personal condolences to you. We've never met each other, but I know I can speak on behalf of everybody and to tell you that they are behind you 100% because they all love John, because he was a very special man. The pain's not going to go away, but you just deal with it as it comes on a day-to-day basis. I just want to say how my interaction with John goes back in the early 90s when I was at Cal Poly, founding chapter. I was the chair of the rushing committee, and that's how I met John. I had many conversations, many philosophical conversations with John about what college is about, what life is about. And I think what connected me with John was that both of us came from parents who immigrated into the United States, like many of all the NAC brothers. John and I talked many times about how our parents left their original country, whichever they were from, for a better life. They came to the United States for a better living. John and I had these conversations. Mind you, I'm already a member of Nu Alpha Kappa fraternity. I'm a brother. He's a pledge. He's trying to become part of NAC. But yet him and I are talking about these ideas about our parents leaving their native country to come to the United States for a better living. So John and I, this is back in the early 90s, 1992. Maybe I'm dating myself, but nonetheless, it's applicable to what's going on right now. So John and I had these deep conversations about our families leaving, his family leaving Colombia, brother, South America, Central America, Mexico, all the way to the United States. Me from Mexico, all the way here. We had these deep conversations, and John was always up to having a great conversation about the sacrifices that our families made to get to this country. So that was my first introduction to John, aside from me being his pledge master and making him do things that maybe he didn't want to do, but he understood. But I want to share a very poignant, very personal story that means a lot to me. When I first moved to Los Angeles after I got married, back when I posted a picture indirectly of on Facebook about when my daughter was first born. And John was one of the few, or he was the first person to reply and say, brother, your daughter is so beautiful. God damn, man, she's like a little angel. You're so fucking ugly. What happened there? So I want to share this story with you, man. So it made an impact on me, the fact that he acknowledged what was going on. Mind you, I was just kind of, we have 1,000 friends on Facebook, but nonetheless, he took the time to say, your daughter's beautiful, brother. Tú estás feo, cabrón. So I don't even know what happened. Maybe she's from the mailman or somebody else, but nonetheless, John took the time to say something about my daughter, right? So I'm very helpful. I'm very thankful about that. So my response for him was like, as always, the way him and I always communicated, it was always like, mi pinche colombiano. ¿Qué pasa, parce? Cuando nos volvemos a ver, cabrón. He would always, and if you know what that means, in Colombian slang, parce means like, you my bro, you my boy. So I was just like, he understood what I was trying to say, and he was like, ay, güey. Because you know what I was saying. John was a kind man, was a kind brother. All I want to say is like, all of us as brothers, we did what we could. We did our best. And after this, you know what? I just want to say, my brothers, let's keep in touch, because this is how we're going to be in a few years. But it doesn't mean we have to be away from each other. Thank you, Vidal. I just want to say goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you, Rodrigo. Thank you. Next up, we got Goose. He has another announcement.
Sorry, guys. For this upcoming year's softball tournament, because it looks like we will be able to have the tournament this upcoming year, we're actually going to end up retiring John's jersey. And so we're going to have a special ceremony where we're going to put his jersey like in the shadow box, and then the team is actually going to be wearing John's jersey for that tournament and stuff. And so it'll be at the start of the tournament. It's going to be in Vegas. Details will come, but yeah, I mean, we lost a great bro, and so I think he loved, even though he didn't know how to play really well, he got really good at softball, and I think we should honor him and enter him into like some NAC alumni softball Hall of Fame and stuff. So we'll be doing that. So thank you again, everyone.
Thanks, Goose. Next up, we got Rosa Granados.
Good evening. I am speaking on the behalf of Jackie. I call her Jax, and I've known Jackie for about 23 years now, and John for a little over 20. And I wasn't planning on speaking, but Jackie has asked me to do so. And if you were at the wedding, I'm recalling that wedding day. It was one of the days the happiest days of Jackie and John's life. And you could just tell the happiness just permeated through both of them so much. And I am so happy that I got to speak as a maid of honor because John got to hear how I felt about him. And that's rare that we actually say how we feel about people. And I was so happy that the words came to me. I hadn't written anything down, but I thought the best thing to do is to tell a story. So I'm going to tell the story for those of you who were not present at the wedding. So John, we all know, if you know him well, he had his ups and downs, but he was resilient. He was a fighter. He learned from his mistakes, and he was really hell-bent on making this world better and bringing good into the world because he wanted to make up for whatever and had happened in the past. But, you know, he did a great job. And I remember we wanted him to speak to some junior high kids. We thought that message would be perfect to hear that message from John. So we didn't want to. So Jackie said, invite us to dinner. Invite us over to Oxnard and then we can all gang up on him. So we did. So my sister, Sunshine, and I, we started in and we treated him to Mexican food because we know he liked that very much. And so we started in and we convinced him. So he comes and there was about 60 kids, all coming from the same similar background as John, the same struggles. And I told my sister, so how did it go? And she said, oh my gosh, they were mesmerized. They couldn't take their eyes off of him. And John shared all his struggles and what the job that he was doing then. And they said, but it was time for questions. And they asked John, what helped him turn it around? And that's when John said that the love of a good woman had saved him. And for a man to say that in front of all these kids, I mean, how great is that? He didn't hide how he felt about his soon-to-be wife. He didn't hide how he felt about his mom, about his sister, about his nephews, about his cousin Cindy, about us. He always told you exactly how he felt. And I think that's what we are all trying to say. We're going to miss him because he was a real person, like a real guy. There aren't a lot of people like John left in this world. We always try to, oh, maybe I shouldn't say this, but John just said it. And no one could tell a story like John. And he liked to say it over and over again because it got funnier as he repeated the story. And I'm just going to say, I'm at a loss for words right now. So I've not gotten past, I feel like we've been in a daze since that early morning when I got the phone call. And we're still trying to get through it. And we're here for the family. I've had long talks with his mom, La Señora Yolanda, who just needed someone to listen to her and talk to. And I've had the privilege of doing so. And Pilar has spoken to us and Cindy. But I know some of the closest sisters to Jackie, we spent the day with her yesterday. And it was very healing, not just for Jackie, but for us. So I know John's listening to us. And I just want to say, John, we love you very much. And we're going to miss you so much. And it was a privilege to know you in this life. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosa. Next up, we have Brody.
Good evening. I'd like to offer, my condolences to Miss Jackie and, and to John's sister, Miss Pilar. Although I have never met, Brother John, I just feel, being able to participate and join everyone tonight, is definitely an honor. And just like I mentioned, I've never met Brother John. However, I've always, seen him like commenting, on, Facebook posts and, just now hearing, everyone's, memories and everyone close to him, just kind of, dating back to the good times I had with John, kind of makes me, get to know him and makes me wish even more that I, to meet him, to have, and a big shout out, to all the brothers would organize yet again another, beautiful virtual ceremony. And especially to Joseph Camacho, Armando Fernandez, and to just to everyone who had organized this. Like I said, I really do appreciate being here and be able to witness and hear hands-on how Brother John has impacted and has created a lot of memories, and especially to Miss Jackie and Miss Pilar. I've never met you two ladies as well. However, I do want to offer that I anything you guys need, I'm there, there to kind of make you guys feel better and kind of be in the journey as well, the morning. But I feel that just hearing about John's smile and contagious laughter and making everybody feel happy, I feel that we can be as happy as John one day too. And if and when there is a physical ceremony, I'd like to be there as well, and I'm pretty sure everyone else would like to be there too. And yeah, like I said, I feel that after tonight, there's a lot of happiness that that has been created just hearing about everyone else's memories with John. So thank you to everyone who has was brave enough to be emotional and kind of offer your condolences and share your memories. So like I said, I really do appreciate it. Buenas noches.
Thanks, Brody. Walter, please.
Hello, everybody. Kind of was trying to figure out if I wanted to say something or not, but first and foremost, condolences to Jackie and family, all close friends and family, his nephews. But from my end, it struck me hard that morning. I met John actually. It's funny combining everybody's stories. Somehow, some way, I found my way interweaving in these stories. I'm from LA, from the Boyle Heights area, so hearing Wiley, he went to Roosevelt. A lot of my friends went to Roosevelt. I met John through one of those football games, playing against the guys from Cathedral that Massa would put together in 2002. And at the time, I would have been 18. San Diego State, Beta Nu, one of the longer classes, more infamous classes. That's time for another story. And John showed up. And I had never met Massa. I'd never met, I think Ivan was there. I'm not sure if Manny would have showed up. Wiley, I know you were there. Tovar, Jesse, Jerry, George Gomez, all these older guys that are easily over a decade older than me. I don't know what I'm doing there. But I had luckily Danny O vouched for me. I had my Samsung flip phone because everybody was wearing letters, but everybody like, who's this guy? I didn't belong there. This was the old guys game against the high school kids. Luckily enough, I was there. They let me play and walked out with a concussion and a parking ticket, but it was all good. But I remember meeting John there and how magnetizing he was. I never heard about him, never knew about him, barely knew anything about the guys that were there, period. But I remember how magnetizing his energy was. Didn't know his past, didn't know where he was going, didn't know what he was doing, didn't know where he come from. But I found myself just like lost in his story. What was interesting to see is that I also saw him as he was one of my peers, because I saw him amongst people that he looked up to. He looked up to Massa. He appreciated what he was doing. And then, we would have these football games as, they were saying they got older. I still wanted to play football. Went into softball. He would still show up. He wouldn't play, but he'd just hang out enough. And just, I always saw him as larger than life, but at the same time amongst those that he respected and learned from, he himself was like a little kid listening to these guys. I mean, if we all hear about him talking to us, but I've heard him get ragged on hard by all these guys, and all with great respect to him and expectation. And he absorbed it. And it was awesome to kind of see him fulfilled, through the 20 years almost that I know him. And I'm looking at the pictures from the softball tournament, and I'm there on the base path. And it's funny because we both have these big smiles wearing our shades on that third base pictures that probably Jesse, I'm sure, did a great job of taking. And we never talked about softball. we never talked about in that moment. We're always laughing about something else. I'd always tell him how envious I was of him that he got to drink and hang out for the whole time. Meanwhile, I ended up with a pulled hamstring every single time. So it was always good times. He always asked about family. He always asked about volleyball, like everybody's mentioned. He always asked about work. He also always asked about my travel, about my son. I would send videos through our chat of my boy playing, And the first thing that crossed my mind that morning, and I've told a couple of the guys, is, in our culture, we all have a Tío Juan. Everybody has a Tío Juan in this group. Like, that was going to be Uncle John to all our kids. Like, I don't know that we have an Uncle John. We all have Tío Juans, but this was Uncle John. And, I'm looking at my son, and lo and behold, like, he knew everybody's name, their age, how's he doing? And I'm sure he would have been the best.
I'm about to speak.
To all our
I
kids.
just cleaned him. He pissed again.
Like I said, John would have cleaned that up too. So yeah, that's.
Hey, Walter, I think we lost
Hi,
you, man.
everyone.
Go ahead, Anthony.
Hi, everyone. Anthony Rodriguez, Beta chapter. I was actually in Walter's class. John, these last few years, I started to hang out quite a bit more with John. And one of the things I really learned about him, and everybody attests to this, is like his giving personality to everything. I host a charity event called Thanksgiving Goodness, about 120 volunteers a year. And he's been there several years. And one of the amazing things is, like, he'd ask before I even announced it, like, hey, bro, like, what's going on? How can I help? Who can I invite? He brought his nephews there, and of course, Jackie, and just always been like that guy, like everyone says. But it wasn't just in charity. It wasn't just in friendship. He also wanted everyone to succeed. And not everybody's like that, like he would go out of your way to say, like, hey, man, like, you're doing well. Like I'm proud of you, like good stuff. And then have a really deep conversation. Just like a really solid guy all the way around, and just a good man, a solid good man. And I'm proud to know him as a bro and as a friend, and love the guy. Like, he was absolutely amazing, like everyone said, in so many different ways. My condolences to the family. My family, on behalf of my family, we'll keep you guys in our prayers, like everybody else. Even in our chats and recently with this COVID thing, I announced in a group chat, like, hey guys, let's all take care of each other and kind of stay in contact. Hope everyone stays safe and takes care. And he'll throw jabs in there, but be really funny and in a way say, like, hey guys, just please take care of yourself. Like, this is serious, right? Like, this is really serious, COVID serious. Like, wear a mask, take care of it. He's a solid guy all the way around, and everyone, please take care of yourself. Stay safe. Love the guy. God bless to him. We'll see you, bro. We'll see you in heaven. And God bless to the family. Thank you.
Thanks, Anthony. Let's move on to Saul. And I think we're going to start wrapping up the speakers if we can. So if you want to say something, make sure you get in that chat.
Okay,
We're going to wrap it up with Jerry. But as of now, let's go on to Saul.
Thank you, Eddie. It's interesting. Bilal mentioned John was everywhere, and she mentioned Fresno. My name is Saul Salinas, but according to John, he never called me Saul. He always called me Kool-Aid, because that's my nickname, Kool-Aid Epsilon Alpha 13. On behalf of all the brothers and alumni here at Fresno State, our condolences go out to the family. I work in education, and I've used John's example of grit and resiliency numerous times, because he, while he was on sabbatical, and for those of you could fill in the lines, he reapplied for admittance to Cal Poly, and I use that as an example of never giving up, even when times were tough. Even when he hit a challenging time, he never gave up. And I used his example with students and families numerous times. So although I never got him to speak to students or families. I did use his story to create impact, and it did. I also want to share something very personal because John and I spent a lot of hours together. Some of those were not as productive as others, if you know what I mean. But in 2002, I had a challenging time in my life where I decided to quit the party scene and to quit drinking. And pretty much most of the brothers here in Fresno, I would probably say they gave me a hard time because for those of you who know, remember me back in the days, that's something I did regularly. And John called me one day and he was going to come visit Fresno. He goes, "Hey, Kool-Aid, let's hook up, man." And I was barely in my infancy stage. I was probably just a few months dry. And I told him, I go, "Bro, se acabó, man." I go, "This is just, I can't." And, I was having a hard time because John, he was going to sit, I thought he was going to say, something Kool-Aid, ese Kool-Aid, but he used another word, not ese, ese Kool-Aid. And I was just like, man, I gotta share with him that this is serious. And no, he didn't give me a hard time. He actually supported me in my choice. And that meant a lot because unfortunately, a lot of the bros here in Fresno were not helping me through that process, but he did. So I'm grateful for him. Just to wrap up, John and I were Instagram friends, and I posted something on Instagram, and he says, "That's a Kool-Aid." So I instant message him. I go, "Hey, bro, like we're in our 40s now. Could you like not like call me Kool-Aid anymore, like on social media for the whole world to know?" And he just kind of laughed. You're always gonna be my Kool-Aid. So we'll miss John, and thank you, brothers, for putting on this first-class event, and we appreciate it. And our heart goes out to the family, and we'll miss him. Ese Colombiano, we'll miss him, man. So thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I'm Hector Caballero. I'm from San Luis Obispo, Delta class. I'll make it quick. I know we're running out of time, but condolences to Pilar and Jackie and the whole Varela family. I wasn't such a great friend as John was to me, in that I knew him primarily in college, and the few times I ran into him afterwards, his warmth just comes out. And what I kept hearing, and I hear it from Rosa and Manny, is John was genuine. He was real. And he was the realest person I could say I've met. And it's really refreshing, but it was also really scary because whatever he says, he meant it and he's gonna do it. So if you commit to something, you better be sure to follow. He means it. So in that respect, I only saw him a couple times after college, and every time he had the courtesy to know my family, to know my wife, to ask for them, to ask for each one of my children. And he made me deeply embarrassed that I was not as intimate with his family and his friends as he was with me, even after so much time being apart. So yes, we lost a great person. We lost a real person, a genuine person that's not afraid to show everything, warts and all. And it doesn't hide like a lot of us do, trying to project an image that we're not. He was real. So I appreciate that. And thank you, John. And we'll be with you as much as we can in anything. Thank you.
Thanks, Hector. Moving along, we're going to move on to Jose Guevara, aka Pollo.
Met him and nothing, but the way he was, you had he had your back, warmth, and he stayed at the house for a while and he helped out and other things we were doing in the fraternity. But what was so amazing about him was that he's an old school guy that still came around, and even after I graduated, I remember when I came to SLO, he knew even the young guys that I didn't even know about. And that was John. He knew everybody from every chapter, from every class. Like he knew somebody, and everyone knew John, and I met him as Crazy John. And after a while, it was just John to me because he was just like someone that I, being the same, in the environment that I was raised in, I admired him for what he did. I remember him always reaching out to me, even when I was going through my ups and downs in my life. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate him. I appreciate Jackie for letting us, be around him. And for you guys always inviting me. And I saw Jackie a week prior to all this. And I always ask him, like, hey, how's John? And I will miss him, his smile, his hug, his love, man. And thank you. Thank you for everything. And I will keep you in my heart, John. Love you, man.
Thanks, Boyle. Next up, we have, looks like a coworker, Greg. Is Greg on? All right, if we don't have a Greg available, then Jerry, maybe we should go to you.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, you have an echo though.
I know. Hold on. How about now? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So Jackie and I, first of all, let me apologize if any of you guys saw us laughing, but we were laughing actually about this picture because, as we all know, John never had there was never a sad or upset spirit or nerve in him. And so this particular picture had us laughing because it was the weekend of Danny's wedding. And and so we leave the wedding and everybody had supposedly planned to cross the border in a few hours. And we were, was it 11 hours? Nine, I think it was 9 hours that we waited in that line. And within those 9 hours, the ironic thing is we had so many laughs. John was making fun of Jesse because Jesse decided to get out and start buying things for the kids and treating them as the little kids he was helping out until all of a sudden he had like a pack of kids chasing him wanting stuff. And we got towards a little bit closer to the actual entrance to the US border. And as we're sitting there, Jackie's telling him and telling us how I think Dan's wedding was coming up like 2 weeks after that. And he said, and Jackie's upset. She's like, I am not coming through any wedding. John, you're going to come by yourself. You're going to figure this out because I am not going to be here for another, 8 to 10 hours waiting.
His response was, and his response, at least we have it.
Oh, yeah. So the punchline, and just to kind of, show you guys how much, Jackie appreciates and knows John's great spirit was that she has to go to the bathroom. And for some reason, I ended up being the guy to follow her. And she's even more upset now because, the bathroom's there, you got to pay for it. And they had, I think, ran out of water, right? Or the water service wasn't working. And so the punchline is that we come back and Jackie's just mad. And she's like, that's it, I'm done. I just want to get out of here. And John turns around and says, that's okay, babe. Like, as long as we have each other, we're going to be fine. And she, like, when we saw this picture, she was cracking up because she was like, oh my God, that was that night. But that was John. And she wanted me to share with you guys that, like, even through 9 hours of just stuck in line, and mind you, me in that picture, John, Jackie, Jesse, David, we're all in separate cars. And, we got so bored that we ended up like finding each other on the street. So again, just Jackie wanted to share with you guys that, even in the worst moments, he just had a way to, express that smile that he has in the picture and just show us that one way or another, he'll make something good out of untimely situations.
He's ready to talk.
So yeah, so Jackie just wanted us to share that with you guys about that particular experience. Greg just texted Jackie too, by the way, Eddie, that he's ready.
Awesome. Let's go to Greg now. And then after Greg, we'll have Dan Hyman, and he'll be our final comment.
Maybe I could have him on speaker. He's been calling.
Maybe he's not on the actual link.
Okay, he's gonna talk. I'm gonna have you talk on it, okay? Oh, he'll not.
Oh, forget it.
All right, let's go to Dan.
Jackie, I want to thank you for making the trek those 2 weeks later to the wedding. This is my beautiful wife, Lorena, that was a part of that wedding, and we were both so happy, to have attended your and John's wedding. Mario and some of the guys know that we affectionately called John Pelon, and I knew John obviously from when he pledged Cal Poly in San Luis Obispo, and perhaps some of my earliest remembers, like a lot has been said about John, and people said that they called him Crazy John, but it's already been said, and but it's worth repeating that what he was crazy in his authenticity. The fact that what he would say he would do, he would say things that you wanted to say. He would do things that you wanted to do, but didn't have either the balls, didn't have whatever it was to do it. And in my time that I hung out with John, I did stuff with John that I never thought I would do, right? Not with John, by the way. Together, we would do all kinds of crazy stuff. And he was just a fantastic individual. But I also remember that all the crazy stuff that we did back in the Cal Poly days, after graduation, I saw John mature into this person that was just a person that maintained his genuineness, but at the same time matured as an individual. And I think that the things that didn't change about John were the way in which he touched other people's lives. The fact that he would absolutely, as it's already been mentioned, would remember your situation, what you were going through the last time that, that perhaps you had spoken to him. And I was just, and have felt throughout all this time that it's been a privilege to have known John. A real quick side note, I said this, to some of the guys that, I was the treasurer of NAC and Cal Poly, and it was a great pleasure that we were kind of an up and struggling organization at the time that I took over as treasurer, and we took some time to build up funds. And for the first time in quite a while, we actually had funds, right? One of the biggest decisions that we had to make was that John had got himself into a little bit of trouble. And so the question came up amongst the brotherhood about whether we should bail this brother out, right? So use some of the funds. And so to no one's surprise that is a part of this, memorial, we absolutely used some of those funds to bail him out. And he absolutely did what he needed to do to make sure that we didn't lose that money, and did right by us at Cal Poly, and just a phenomenal individual all the way around. I think that every time that I spoke to him, I grew and became a better person myself. And of course, in the most recent years, he had a lot has been said about Jackie and the family, and obviously my condolences to the family. But so one of the connections that we had is that he had two beautiful boxers, and I have a boxer myself, Lucky. And he would always, be sharing his photos and posting things of his boxers and his walks and his jogs and exercise with his boxers on Facebook. And we would share, back and forth about my boxer Lucky to, his two as well. And so again, it's not just, those of us that are, amongst family and friends that are missing him, but his dogs as well, I'm sure, are missing him quite a bit. And so, in a weird way, my condolences to them as well, because I know that they've lost someone that was a part of their everyday routine. And I would just, I'm sure that John would want to be remembered in a very happy, joyous way, and that's the way I'm going to remember him, doing stuff like what you see in that picture. It kind of tells everything that you need to know about Pelon, right? always kind of messing around, goofing around, that big smile, and being there for all of his brothers as he was at my wedding. So thank you, John. Rest in peace. And my brother, will see you on the other side.
Thank you, Dan. All right, I think we're going to wrap it up here, but we have one final gentleman who wants to share some thoughts, George Gomez. And then what we'll do after that is I will wrap it up and we'll proceed and maybe have a final last drink for John. And I'll keep the meeting on, but at that point, it'll just kind of be free form and casual and catch up and just enjoy some memories. And it might get a little raucous, but that's what he would appreciate. So George, you're up.
Thank you. You guys hear me? Hello. Yeah.
Yes, got you, George.
It's an honor for all of us to enjoy this moment at night, especially me, losing two great people that I know for 30 years of New Alpha Kappa fraternity I've been in. My line brothers, Jesse and John. It hurts me a lot. Words cannot explain how I feel deep inside. I told you guys the last time we spoke how I felt both of them, and it's hard for me to see two great gentlemen, them grow as kids, as men. And it's an honor to pledge with both of them, and it's an honor to be with them, part of the New Alpha Kappa family. And to that, I just want to say thank all you guys supporting Jackie and the family of Johns. That's it, bro.
Thanks, George. Jackie, I know that you're online. I see you in the video. Finally, thank you for showing your face. Again, you're a great friend. You're a great person for John. You're a great person for anybody here that knows you. And I see you got the fur babies back there too. And we all know how much John loved his animals. Thank you so much for going through this with us and being so strong. So at this point,
and Fiona, and that's this is from Jesus. Freddie's Jesus was his first dad. Right here.
Where's the little motor? There he is.
Right there. Yeah. Freddie.
Can you guys hear us?
Yeah, we can. All right. If you happen to have a drink nearby or accessible, I'm going to put up a toast. We've all had plenty of drinks with John.
If I say something?
Yeah. Who's that?
It's Little Motor.
Motor, go ahead.
My condolences to Jackie and the whole, John's family, his mom, his sisters. Jackie, I know those dogs meant a lot to him. The fur baby, especially Freddie. He's the one, I'm the one who he came down from Pasadena to get him. And first things that come out of his mouth says, fuck, Jackie's gonna kill me if I get another dog. And he's like, you know what, fuck, I'm just gonna take him. Jackie's gonna fall in love with them. And look at him now. I'm glad that John and Jackie has been able to take care of him. I had an honor to be able to meet John. And this year when John came down and we went to go to have some birria, sitting down talking about life, and one thing that he says is, hey Motor, I know you have a connection of getting this beer that I want. He wanted to try the Xavier's Azteca beer and take him to the liquor store, get a couple beers. We're sitting down on J Street in Chula Vista talking about life, and he thinks a lot of these bros, especially the bros from Slow and the bros from Fresno. And to me, talking about life and getting to talk to him, it was an honor. I really appreciate that guy. Dearly gonna miss him. And Jackie, if you need anything for those dogs, let me know, because I know Freddie, he talked about Freddie a lot. And salud.
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 All right. So at this point, let's just hang out. I'll probably be leaving.
Eddie,
Yeah.
can I say something real quick?
Go ahead, G.
Okay. Again, this is Gerardo again. one thing that I will always remember, especially when Jesse Salazar passed away. We were, I was able to see John for the last time there, and then he posted one thing that I will always remember, and he said, "We need to take care of ourselves. We need to do whatever we can so that we don't die, so that we die old." And I will always remember that. So my brothers, friends, family, let's take care of ourselves. Let's take care of our health so that we can live a long life and that we don't have to go so soon. To John, I will take care of my health. I will do whatever I can to be an old man and die an old man. Salud, John.
Salud.
Salud.
This is Felipe from the Zeta chapter. I just wanted to say to the founding chapter, you guys outdid yourselves today. You guys did an incredible job of doing this for John. I couldn't expect anything but the best from Slow, because again, you guys are the heart of NAC. I've always thought so, so I hope this was a beautiful thing, a beautiful experience to the family, Jackie, Pilar. You have my deepest condolences, and on behalf of my entire chapter, we send you lots of love, and thank you for sharing so much of what you guys shared about John. I unfortunately didn't know him, but I got to know a lot of who he was, his values, his character. So I thank everyone who got a chance to speak and say some words, and I'd love to continue hearing more. So thanks again to Founding Chapter for such an excellent job. You guys kicked ass.
Guys, this is Pilar, his sister. I'm going to sign off, but I just wanted to say, Jackie, hello. I love you. And thank you. Thank you. This was a beautiful, beautiful ceremony. I didn't know what to expect, but it super touched me, and I'm appreciative that you guys are doing this now. And it just happens to be timely for me. So thank you for all the kind words. I try to touch on everyone in the chat, and just a thank you personally as you guys were talking. So I'm going to sign off, and just a lot of love for those that I do know, and for all of the ones that I don't. It doesn't matter, because you guys are all NACs, and once a NAC, always a NAC. I know my brother always felt that way about you guys. So much love. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you. I wasn't gonna share, but I think I should. I remember the first time I met Crazy John. It was somebody had called me. It was summertime. I forgot what year it was. Probably 2004, 2003, and it's when we still had the event down in Mexico, over at Papas and Beer, and a bro needed a ride. I needed to pick somebody up in LA. And I had just got this car. It was a 1989 Lincoln Mark 7. If you guys don't know what that car is, like, it's super long, white, big old Lincoln emblem on the front, gray leather interior. It was beautiful. It was a great car. And I'd only had it for a couple of days, so I'm still getting used to it. And just excited for a road trip. And I'm, gonna pick up an old school bro that I never met before, but I'm extremely afraid because I've heard of crazy stories from about Crazy John. So here I am picking up John in LA. I forgot where I picked him up. And old school John, undershirt, tattoo showing, cut off Dickies, all pleated, the whole nine, hyped up, ready to party. And he sees this, Lincoln Mark 7, and it's on airbags, so it's kind of sitting low. And he sees me, he's like, "Bro, is that you? Yo, when'd you get this car?" Just like, imagine like his high-pitched voice and just his energy. And I'm like, "Dude, what's this gonna happen? Like, what's gonna happen? I have no idea. We're going to Rosarito. I got Crazy John in the passenger seat, and I got, like, is he gonna cap on my music? Is he gonna like cap on my driving style? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm just super just intimidated and anxious. It was the funnest drive I've ever had, man. Like, he just cruised. He was so appreciative from me picking him up and excited about, you know, all the bros he was gonna see and just like reminiscing about stories and, you know, telling me all of his like adventures. And I remember the airbags caused the car to kind of like float. I don't know how best to explain it, but he started talking shit about my car. Like, this is my brand new car, and he's already talking shit about it. Anyway, great trip. We land in Rosarito. He hooks up with Trigger. I don't see him for like 3 more days after that. Until we're coming back, and he's driving a car with a bunch of cholos back to the States. That's another story, but yeah, just he was legendary. He was amazing, always welcoming, and just exciting to be around. So yeah, I'm gonna miss him quite a bit. Yeah. That being said, it's good to see all you guys, man. You guys are all getting old.
Hey man, I tried to put on some mascara. So it was just
Are you gonna find it?
They're
Eddie, was that the Sunfest where it was supposed to be in Rosarito, but these guys ended up in TJ?
Yeah. I don't remember, to be honest. It was maybe the second or third one I went to. I forgot which one.
No, I'm talking about is Trigger still on?
Jackie wants to share a lovely picture that I know we've all seen, but
I want.
Megan, just put it on the camera.
I'm here. This is Eddie.
Oh my God.
Sorry,
He said
Eddie.
lovely. He said lovely.
You guys love it?
I wanted
for that reach around.
Yeah, reach around there.
Eddie, can you tell us a story about this one?
I don't remember much about that night.
Classics.
Yeah.
Now that's Eddie.
Who took that photo? Was that Daniel that took that photo? Does anybody remember? Yeah.
Boner, yeah.
Yeah.
That's Tracy. Tracy knows everything.
How does she know, man?
Tracy knows everything.
Knows everything except people's names.
Yeah. After the 5th time, maybe.
She's gonna make a good memory like I did. You know, she remembered my name when next time she saw me.
People still don't know Juan. You know that, right? They just call
What's
you
that?
white. People don't know your name's actually Juan.
I know it's perfect. It's a perfect cover, man. It's a perfect cover.
Everybody just knows you as White.
I do have to admit, whenever I hear Juan Mendoza, I'm like, who's that?
Juan. Everybody says who's that. Nobody knows his name's Juan.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. The cops. If I ever get in trouble, cops will be like, "Who is it?" Wiley, like, we don't have that person, you know.
Whoa.
Hey, for those of you closer to up north and I guess Central Valleys, January 16th is it tentative or for sure?
Tentative.
The tentative date, closer to for sure date, that we're having a physical ceremony for him with Jackie's gonna have his ashes in Paso Robles. And Paso Robles. So we'll have a little gathering there and stuff like that. So January 16th, if you guys want to be there physically, that's when the Central Valley and probably encompass the Northern California aspect of John's traveling rendezvous will be included. And then we'll have San Diego and then 2 in LA.
Thanks, Jerry. It looks like Jesse wants to say something.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you gotta send him.
So for the bros that don't know me, my name is Jesse. I'm here living in LA. You know, when I first got the call at 4:49 a.m., you know, I thought it was John just, you know, playing one of those drunk calls, you know, and but it wasn't. You know, it was, you know, I mean, I don't want to recall the memories and so forth, but, you know, that was the last thing that I expected, you know, to hear, you know, the passing of John. Seeing the cop cars outside, You know, I thought it was just a little accident, but you know, there were just a lot of thoughts going through my mind. You know, getting a call from Jackie, and you know, going into the home. It just you know, it was just a thing that I just needed to be there for Jackie. You know, it wasn't about my feelings. It was about, you know, comforting Jackie. Um, with John, you know, I've gone to learn more about John, and you know, one of the funny things that, you know, some of the bros from Santa Barbara, you know, him being a Colombian, you know, and known as Crazy John, we would always call him Colombiano, you know, because you know he had a past, you know, and you know, and that past, you know, was just slowly but surely, you know, was a past, you know, and he was becoming a new person, you know, and but every time we would, you know, tease him, we would always just say Colombiano and yeah, whatever, you know. But that's kind of that relationship we had with John, you know, not only him with us, but him with a lot of the brothers, you know. You know, there was a lot of moments where some bros talked about that turkey bowl. You know, we would always gather together, but Masa, and I don't know a lot of the guys who knew Masa. Masa was, you know, a San Diego State bro who, you know, displayed the same brotherhood that John did. And, you know, they would show up, but they would only show up with beer and, you know, they wouldn't play. You're like, hey, we just brought the beer for you guys. But they would show up early. You know, we would start at what, 8:30, 9, and they would be there with the beer, you know, ready to just have a good time and be the coaches. You know, I learned, as I mentioned, I learned a lot from John. I mean, you know, being part of Nu Alpha Kappa, starting the chapter at Santa Barbara, I mean, there's all these terminologies that you never heard of. And I remember, I don't know when I met John, you know, but I remember him coming to me and say, hey, you're my line bro. And I'm like, line bro? Like, I've never heard that terminology before back in the days. And I'm line bro, what's a line bro? You know, I mean, I didn't tell him that because I thought, you know, I played it off like I knew, you know, oh yeah, line bro. Okay, cool. You know, but I began to learn all these terminologies, but you know, it's those things that John remembers, you know, and those things that he connected bros with. Like, I never knew that, you know, and I never connected line bro with him because he went to a different chapter. He went to Cal Poly. I mean, I went to Santa Barbara. How line bros? I mean, I thought that was just within the chapter. But you know, that shows you the extension of his brotherhood. That yeah, we might have been in, you know, with different chapters, but just calling me line bros, that's what he exemplified. That exterior brotherhood, not just within the chapter, but he flourished that brotherhood amongst other brothers, you know. And even if you weren't a line bro, you know, he made that effort to get to know you. You know, he, as it was mentioned earlier, you know, he went to San Diego, he would go up north, and you know, it's the sayings is you create the fraternity, on how you want it to become, you know. And he wanted that fraternity to be an overall brotherhood fraternity, not just within the chapter, you know. And you could see, you know, we got bros from all different chapters saying something because he touched bros from all these other different chapters. And I hope, you know, this shows us that, hey, we need to do that, you know, that unseen bond that we talk about, that we, you know, that's that brotherhood that he displayed, that unseen bond. You know, John, you know, we didn't hang out a lot, but we always talked on the phone. You know, just recently, you know, living here in Whittier, I jogged, you know, and I, you know, just wanted to take a picture because I knew where he lived. So jogging, you know, in that jogging path, the bike path, I could see his house. So I, you know, took a picture and I actually took a selfie and I sent it to him, like if I was stalking him, and he's, he replies to me and so forth. And like days later, he sends me a picture and he's right in front of my house taking a selfie, stalking me, so that was the relationship that we had. It was just like, it was so beautiful, but that was his personality. He would reciprocate that, that fun, loving personality, that if I display love, he displayed love. I was his Uber, when Jesse Salazar passed away, we connected and we're like, hey, I'll drive you, let's go. We spent hours together, and as Gerardo had mentioned earlier, that's one of the things that I remember him saying, bros, we're too young to be burying each other. Check yourself, go to the doctor, and that's one of the things that we should take serious, I don't know when was the last time a bro have gone to a doctor, but have you done your regular checkup, but going back to John, I mean, that was him. He cared. He was very genuine. He cared. And that's what I'll keep with John, his memories, and he talked about the boxers, and I forgot, I know one time we played softball together, with Club R, and he had a dog. I forgot his name. Does anybody know? Remember the dog that passed away?
Was it Coco? I thought it was Coco.
Coco? Yeah, and he loved that dog. So now,
Yeah.
I think his name was Coco. It was before the movie, right?
I think so.
Yeah, wow. So I mean, now he's with, Coco, and he's with Masa, maybe they're starting the new softball game for us, a team, not a game, but a team, but anyway.
Nah, bro, they're still just bringing the beers.
Yeah, that's true.
At 8:30 in the morning.
They'll have the beer for us.
They're just keeping the beer cold.
Yeah.
And I think we could stop recording.
Yeah. I will stop that.
Yeah. So, but anyways, there's so many stories that I want to share, but those are just a few that, stories, Colombiano. Yeah.
Now that we stop recording, I can say a couple more things. Yeah. Are we still on YouTube? Maybe I shouldn't say I must. Maybe I should change the button. I know when Walter.
Now you start talking shit.
I didn't record it. We're good. I remember Walter what you brought up, and one of those guys that would like rag on was me. And there was a couple of times I thought he was gonna kick my ass.
No, that's the thing. Like, so this is the trip about like when I came on.
I think George could confirm that.
Oh, that's the thing. So I thought you and George were gonna go at it a few times.
Hey,
But I
George,
didn't know.
at the hotel when you got mad, remember?
Yeah.
No, I'm higher again. Fucking George. I go, fucking just go like that, dick.
Well, you guys are probably arguing about who's buying the cheeseburger, who's gonna borrow somebody's car.
It was simple. It was something simple. Yeah.
It's just so
Yeah.
And that's, I was 18 when I came, and I just showed up.
Yeah, I remember that.
And George is over there, Mr. Fullback, Mr. All-American, but he's huffing and puffing. Jerry, same thing with his cutoff sleeves.
That was regular sleeves. That was Jerry's regular sleeves.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's his wardrobe.
Hey, Walter, just so you know, I was the guys that brought the Cathedral Boys.
Was that you?
Yeah.
Because they had that one quarterback that was running circles, and then I ended up cracking him, and game was over.
Yeah, that was the
the game early, right?
That was the day Mario broke. Remember, they took him to the ER. They broke somebody's ribs or something like that.
Oh my god!
I'm the one that hit him, blindsided him, but I got a concussion.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he reversed back, and I was right there. And then on the way home, I was without my seatbelt because I forgot I'm fucking. You guys let me drive concussed.
Right.
Concussion protocol is like you think.
That's hers, bro. John had hers.
That's because Walter with his Loyola Marymount days. That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
With his LMU versus
I was right
Cathedral
out of high
days.
school. No, because I was already crossed. So I've been 2 years out.
Hey, but John, here's some herb. For the heel, remember? Take some herb. I'll help you out.
Hey, at least I drove myself.
That's all right.
Hey, that's true. Good point. Good point.
That's all I remember is George and John arguing about who's gonna drive and who's gonna borrow a car.
And that was critical, man. That was critical. That was a lot of responsibility, man.
It was.
There was no Uber or Lyft, like I mentioned.
That was the
me and John
their
was so,
arguments.
me and John was so high and drunk, bro. We're arguing. Who's gonna drive whose car?
Yeah, that was the essence of you guys' arguments.
Oh, remember we called Guillermo. Remember we called Guillermo to pick us up. Man, I go, don't worry, John. We got Guillermo. Guillermo came with a 12-pack. Remember? And John goes, I thought you brought a 12-pack. And he brought his bottle. Remember the Jack bottle? George said, "Give me a bottle and a 6-pack." Yeah, 12-pack.
Cheap asses.
I see that Heidel's still online. We didn't share the New Orleans story, but there were some good stories about New Orleans.
Oh man,
when we traveled there. I mean,
did I share that story?
We could spend a whole hour. Talking about it. all he had to say was sorry. If you couldn't say it.
Oh snap! I just saw Marquita. Hey, Jackie wants to go to Mario Wong's techno party.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on back there.
Yeah, no shit.
At one time I was like, is that like I'm trying to figure out what's going on back there the whole time.
Trampoline and
Tracy wants to cheers to Eddie for being sober. I mean, for doing well.
Yes, cheers, Eddie. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers, Eddie.
Good job, Eddie.
Good job, Eddie.
Eddie, we didn't share with Jackie yet that you were like, oh fuck, I gotta be sober for this event.
Yeah.
Hey man, I've been anxious all day, dude. I woke up like first thing in the morning. I'm like, man, I gotta get to work. And like I had another meeting like early today, and I'm like, I don't want to be in this meeting. I want to get to work. I need to get things done. And I see all these messages. Where's Eddie at? Where's Eddie at?
Yeah. Like
Uli calls me.
When MIA.
I'm wrapping up some other things. Give me a minute. You know?
It'd be nice if you say something.
Boo-hoo, baham. The part in the back is for Jackie.
There it is.
Nobody
Who
else.
has that?
No, like
good joke. That was a
Okay,
good
maybe
joke.
it's because he's got a beautiful smile. He's so cute. Maybe it's can come up. But that's it. That's it.
Is that a cultural thing?
What else?
Oh, Jackie said she's got stories with Mario drunk.
College.
And how come nobody's got that drinking during this? This is bullshit.
Hey man, right here, man. Salud,
Here,
cabrón.
here we go.
All of a sudden,
Americana
he's got a fucking beer. All of a
We should stop the
sudden.
videos. We should stop. We
Oh,
don't have the
salieron
background, man.
You guys
modelos,
have all noticed Tracy creeping in the
salió
background.
el vino, salieron las Diet Cokes, la
Woody
Coca
Ranger,
Light.
baby.
If
Woody
nobody
Ranger.
knows, Tracy knows.
Yeah.
I gotta get going, you guys, but you guys take care. Be safe. God bless.
Anthony.
Thanks, Anthony.
I don't
Gracias,
know.
carnal.
Anthony, I don't know if you're aware, Anthony.
Thanks,
I
guys.
don't know if you're aware, but thank you for the he pissed again moment in the middle of Walter's conversation. That was awesome.
What?
Oh, you aren't aware?
No, what I do?
Right before you got on to speak, when Walter was talking, you were unmuted, and we heard you when you're like, he pissed again.
I said what?
That's fucked up.
Oh my dog. Oh yeah, dude. So I feel so bad. So check it out. My dog has like arthritis, like really bad. So he can't get up to go to the restroom. And so I live in a high rise in downtown LA, and it's a pain. It's a poor guy. You know, we got a little stroller. Like I'm trying to take him out because he's older. He's a senior dog, and I'm like, dude, during the call I changed him, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then I talked, and then after I'm like, nah, he pissed right before Walter went on, and I'm like, dude, like right in the middle of my floor, you know what I mean? I'm just like, oh, poor guy. But anyway, that's what happened. So sorry to take the, sorry to interrupt, guys. But you guys take care.
That's good.
Be safe. God bless. And
Take care.
hey, life is short. You know, another buddy of mine, you know, he almost had a heart attack, almost died himself, you know, and I have another relative and friend too. There's a lot going on out there. Everyone take care of your family. Be safe. God bless, and stay in touch. You know, a lot of people are dealing with some mental issues, you know, that because they don't get out and they don't talk to anybody. So check on people. Be a good friend to friends, family, loved ones. God bless. Love you guys. Peace.
Fuck, man.
I see two old roommates of mine. Andy. Andy, still on? I know we haven't heard from Andy in a long time, man.
Andy looks like a grown up. I haven't seen
No,
Andy.
Wiley.
Dude,
Pinche
he
Contreras.
looks.
Shit.
He's moving now, man. Look at him.
Look at him, man.
¿Está en la iglesia?
Hey, he can't
So
talk.
that, está en misa. He can't say nothing.
Está en misa.
Oh, he'll be young and he has good stories in a minute.
Wiley, Wiley,
Uh-oh. Don't call me out.
¿quiénes son todos estos niños?
Andy, you're at church. What are you doing?
Wiley, no conozco ninguno de estos
Yeah, he looks like
niños.
he's at the cathedral.
You gotta hang around more, Mario.
Except Jesse, and he looks like he's 20. Qué chulo estás, cabrón.
He's all black now. He's not even there right now in the video.
He's right there. Lo estoy viendo.
No, ¿cuál?
Oh, I miss some of you.
Oh, there he
guys.
is.
Not all of you guys.
Oh, Stacy.
Oh, not all of us? Oh,
Not all of you guys.
Tracy, man. I haven't seen Tracy. I'll say that.
Oh, Robles. I love you, Robles.
Haven't seen Tracy in a long time. What's up, Trace?
Years. I already told
Hey.
Armando when
Do I
he
have the
gets
volume
married,
on?
I
Hey.
understand that we're no longer
Help
gonna
me,
be
bros.
friends.
You guys need to help me. Bros,
Hey,
I
wait a
need some
minute.
help.
Hey,
Who is
He's just
Andre?
like, what?
Wait,
There's no talk about that. There's don't worry about it.
wait.
I'm just thinking for the future.
La iglesia
Hold on a second.
cristiano.
Hey,
Ya me
wait.
está quemando.
He's just like, what?
I'm bossy. Nice to see you guys. I gotta go.
Wanna hear
Hey,
it?
George.
But
He's so
look
mad.
at
George.
George
Eddie.
party at the end.
See you, George.
Good,
Eddie.
good.
Yeah, what up?
You guys.
Gomez,
Love you guys.
my
Holiday.
lady just said that you guys
Yeah,
are
I know.
still on YouTube, by the way, and it does say live on YouTube still in the left corner.
Yeah, we're still alive on.
All right, live on YouTube. All
Yeah,
right.
we're
Set that off.
Still, 9 people watching it.
Then people-
Yeah.
Am I one of them? Let me shut that up. Am I one of them?
I know, right?
Neck
You're
party.
still hearing personal
It's virtual
stories.
neck party.
All right, I'm gonna shut down YouTube.
Yeah, shut down YouTube.
That was the whole point.